The time is now. It's now time for International Falls Broncos fall sports action. From the gridiron to the volleyball court to the swimming pool, your International Falls Broncos are gearing up and ready to go this 2025-2026 season. Thank you to all the sponsors of the International Falls Broncos fall sports. And now it's time to get to the action. It's an extra special Friday Night Lights happening tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because for one, it is week 4 of the high school football season. That means we are just about to reach the halfway point of season 2025 of Minnesota fall football. And also, another special occasion for tonight's Friday Night Lights. It's homecoming night for your International Falls Broncos. You are tuning in live on Lakes Country 104.1, KSDM, YourLiveEvent.com, and KKIN AM Aitkin. We have a dual broadcast going. Shout out to our listeners over in Aitkin tuning in for their home team on the road today. And so, hey, let's get into our pre-game show. Yours truly, August Schmidt here, live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, as well as on YourLiveEvent.com and KKIN AM Aitkin. We're going to be back in a minute and a half for our pre-game show and a couple of coaches' interviews.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, this is Rob from Falls Lumber Company. I'm new to the company, though not to the industry. If you're looking to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, stop in and see me in the Design Center. I can help you pick out the perfect cabinets or countertops from brands such as Crystal Cabinets, Cambria, Corian, and Silestone. If you're in need of flooring, we have options including luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, engineered hardwood, and tile. Stop into the Design Center to see me anytime. When you're looking to build or remodel, come to the experts at Falls Lumber Company, 201 4th Street in International Falls.
Very special shout out to those of you also tuning in on YourLiveEvent.com as well as on KKIN AM in Aitkin, Minnesota. And so here is my interview with head coach Rob Williams of the Aitkins Gobblers in today's homecoming matchup here on Stuart Nordquist Field in International Falls. Here with head coach Williams of the Aitkins Gobblers, getting ready for today's Friday Night Lights. Always a really exciting time of the year for football season. And so, how have you been preparing your team for this week?
We got a lot of things we needed to clean up from the Moose Lake game. We get beat up a little bit physically, and we, kind of hang our hat on being a physical team ourselves. So some things we went back to the drawing board on, and we need to establish level 1 on both sides of the ball, and that's where it all starts all the time in high school football.
Yeah, so expecting another physical game this week against the Broncos?
Yeah, they spread it out a lot more than Moose Lake does. So from a defensive standpoint, it's a lot different. They're going to try to throw it around a lot. Moose Lake probably threw it one time last week. So we know we're going to see different stuff from that regard, but from an offensive standpoint, yeah, we expect to see physical front from them. They run a 5-2, and we hope we can find some holes in that defense.
Yeah, and of course it's homecoming for the Broncos here. So have you already been talking to your players about not letting letting the crowd noise get to them? Because it's probably going to be a little bit more intense tonight because of homecoming.
We don't get too worried about that stuff. We treat these as a business trip, and we're coming up here to play a football game, and all the other stuff that goes on just doesn't matter to us. We're here to work our butts off and see what happens by the time the 48 minutes is up, and our goal is to come out on top, and if we don't, we go back to the drawing board and try to get better next week.
And who are some of the key leaders on both sides of the ball that you're expecting to step up and help get the game plan in motion?
We're a pretty team-oriented group. We don't really have a guy that stands out on one side or another. We just need 11 guys on each side playing as one, and hopefully we can control the ball a little bit.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck in today's game.
Sounds good. Thank you.
As you heard, that was my interview with head coach Rob Williams of the Aitkin Gobblers. And let's go over their offensive starting lineup for today's Friday Night Lights. Starting off under center, it's going to be number 17, the sophomore, Bo Sanford. In the backfield, he's going to have number 1, Parker Fulton. Number 2, Carter Pites. Number 3, and then out wide, it's going to be number 3, Nolan Dotzler, and number 4, Braden Wagner, and then at tight end, it's number 9, Quentin Crowther. And then the big boys up front for the Aitkin Gobblers, it's number 55, Carson Hopperstad, number 56, Brandon Kunz, number 57, Damian Machiel, number 59, Quentin Christie, and number 73, Bennett Sadlowski. That's your Aitkin starting lineup for today's Friday Night Lights. We're going to be back in a minute, and then I'm going to share with you my interview with head coach Seth Edistad of the International Falls Broncos football team. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, as well as watching on yourliveevent.com, and also listening. Shout out to our listeners in Aitkin on KKIN AM radio.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
All the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
You're watching on yourliveevent.com, as well as listening on KKIN AM radio in Aitkin, Minnesota. The Broncos taking the field for Friday Night Lights. And speaking of the Broncos, here's my interview with head coach Seth Edistad of the International Falls Broncos.
Go out and be explosive.
Here with head coach Edistad of the Broncos football team, week 4, and today is a day of redemption for the Broncos. What's the key to getting that redemption and bouncing back this week against Aitkin?
Just playing our game for real. We definitely knew we had a couple tough teams early, difficult schedule. We knew that Rush City was going to be tough. We knew that Moose was going to be tough. We definitely got points on the board, but didn't show up as we wanted to last week. So just reset, move some positions around, move some things around, a couple new plays, and emotional reset, physical reset, mental reset, and we're back at it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the plan of attack then against this Aitkin team?
I would love to hit it on the ground a little bit. We haven't seen a lot of ground game. We know that we can chuck the ball. We know that the quarterback can throw it for almost 300-yard games. We know that, but we got to get the ground game alive. So let's complement that and roll back and forth between the two. I would love to put a fullback in there at some point. I'm thinking they're going to run a 3-3 stack. That's what we've been practicing against, but I know they do a 4-3 as well. We're ready for some edge pressure too. We've worked a lot on a half slide this week on the line. So a couple new concepts for the boys, but just got to be communicating out there and execute.
Yeah, I was going to say Carson Crandall, he's been heating up lately from the backfield now that he's getting a lot of those snaps, and so expecting a big game from him then to help set up that run game?
You know what? At both sides, he's actually going to be a big contributor both sides, of course. Offensively, he might play a little slot, might be in the backfield. I'm going to put Kingston in the backfield a lot too. Kingston had a little bit of an injury last week that he nursed through, but I want both of them to be explosive. I told them your break is going to go play in the slot. So if you get a 40-yard run, you look to that slot receiver for a break, and they're just going to switch off, and we'll hit it on the ground again. Otherwise, Carson had the most receiving yards week 1, so we know that he can play in the slot well too. Defensively, those two in the secondary, they got to ball out.
Absolutely. And I got to say, the weather is certainly cooperating today, and it's becoming beautiful weather for football weather. Not just football, though, homecoming football. So how much are you expecting the crowd to get into this game?
You know what? I talked to the boys on the way here or in the locker room. I said, let's be honest with you guys. I just want to compete. I just want to play football. I don't care if we're in my parents' horse pasture. We just want to go out and be explosive and violent. So that being said, that's that Stampede mantra of building community. We had this great pep fest early in the week. We had that awesome powder puff game on Wednesday with the coronation, and to cap it off with the win on homecoming will be excellent. So still some festivities to look forward to over the weekend, but right here, this is the peak. This is the point. So let's do it.
Yeah, and of course, homecoming brings a lot of distractions too. So how have you been trying to let the guys enjoy homecoming week, but also stay focused on what the job is ahead leading up to this Friday?
From 3 o'clock until 6 o'clock, they got to be mentally checked in with us, and from after school until 10 o'clock at night, they got to be mentally checked in with us. So that's just, we kept reviewing that. A lot of distractions with Peach Fuzz volleyball and the parade, and that's amazing. That's wonderful for community and building that stampede, of course. However, like we know, those are distractions. Those are things that we got to put time and effort into, and we're trying to plan every spare second we can to win a football game, and that homecoming win is the huge peak to the week. So we just mentally check in and do our thing, play our game.
Absolutely. Well, thank you as always for your time, and really excited for this upcoming Friday Night Lights as always on Stuart Northcourse Field at Sports Stadium.
Stampede.
And now we have our national anthem brought to you by local VFW Post 294A, which means we're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll be back. The national anthem is brought to you by, again, local VFW Post 294A. We'll be back in 2 minutes on Lakes Country 104.1, YourLiveEvent.com, and KKIN Aitkin.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real, because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
We are just seconds away, ladies and gentlemen, from the opening kickoff of tonight's homecoming Friday Night Lights. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the best time of the fall football season, homecoming night. I am so pumped up for this one. I'm excited for a really good game. These two teams had one heck of a game last year where Aitkin came away with the win. QB run that ended up leading to a score late in the game that ended up sealing the win for Aitkin last year. And so now the Broncos looking to try and get some redemption, trying to bounce back from their loss last week against Rush City, as well as trying to get back in the win column and get at the 500 mark. And now let's get into our Bronco offensive starting lineup, starting off in the trenches this time. At left tackle, Andrew Ide. At left guard, Aiden Lehman. At center, Emmett Olson. Right guard is Brendan McClanahan. At right tackle, Jackson Kratzka. And in the backfield, it's going to be number 44, Carson Crandall, who's going to be getting the handoff, but he's going to be switching with number 23, Kingston Jean. And at the switching at fullback and also at tight end, Zach is going to be Kane Thompson, switching between tight end and also fullback and slot receiver. Zach Yuso is going to be the other slot receiver. And then out wide, Nick Schultz and Carter Line. Broncos to kick it first. Gray Shikowski getting ready for the opening kickoff. Deep to receive for the Gobblers, number 11 and I can't see your number, dude. Turn my way. Oh, well, we'll get there when we get there. Gray Shikowski ready for the kick. Broncos send it deep. Recovered by Aitkin. That's number 11. He's got open field, trying to go up the middle, and that's going to be tackled just short. And they're going to get it 1st and 10 with 11:54 to go in quarter number 1. And they have that first down at around the 40, I'm going to be generous and say 44-yard line. So 1st and 10 at the 44. And, hey, Aitkin gets to start with the ball at the top of the half. Getting ready here. Aitkin, left to right, red pants, black helmet, white away jerseys. They're going to start shotgun formation. 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 wide on the near side. Broncos showing 5-man front. Hard count. It's going to be a handoff. This is going to be handed to number 1, Parker Fulton, who gets the ball, and that's going to be a short gain of about 2 yards, maybe 3 yards for Fulton. So that's going to be a 2nd and about 7 for Aitkin after the run by Fulton, and they are going to get another opportunity in this opening drive. They are just short of midfield after a great return by number 11, Eli McNeven. Same formation as last time. 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 wide on the near side. The quarterback, Sanford. Hard count, puts in motion number 4, Brendan Wagner. It's going to be a handoff. This time it's number 2, Carter Heights, who gets it. And he's going to drive up the field and get a first down for Aitkin with 11:03 to go and counting as they get a Gobblers first down. And you are listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, as well as on YourLiveEvent.com and KKIN Aitkin. Thank you to all of our sponsors, such as our national anthem sponsor at the beginning of the game. Brought to you by local VFW Post 2948. Join us for karaoke and burgers. 10:45 left on the clock. 2 wide on the far side, 2 receivers in the backfield, shotgun formation, hard count. In motion, that's going to fakes it, play action, throwing it, and dropped. That is an incomplete pass. So that's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Gobblers after the drop. Pass intended for number 17. Oh, excuse me. I was looking at the wrong number there. Pass intended for number 3, Nolan Dotzler. Having to dive for it, a little too far behind him, trying to get a quick route on the hitch. So 2nd and 10 again. 10:33 left on the clock in quarter number 1. Gobblers on offense. 2 backs in the backfield, shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the near side. Hard count. In motion going outside. That's Wagner. It's going to be a handoff. This time it's going to be handed off to Fulton. So Fulton, he gets a carry. That is his 2nd carry of the game. Fulton. This time it's a gain of about, I'm going to say another gain of 3 actually for Fulton. It was Carter Pites who got the carry of 8 for the first down. And now the 2 receivers go wide to the far side of the field. Shotgun formation. Sanford. Broncos showing blitz. He throws it quick to the outside. That's Wagner who gets the catch. He's going to get stopped short by the Broncos. A short gain. Down just short of the 40-yard line. So call that 3rd and 5 to go for Aitkin Gobblers. They were able to get a first down on their previous drive. Incomplete pass, followed by a short run, followed by a short pass. So gain of about 3 by Wagner, the receiver. So, 4th and medium. Apparently my math was a little off there. Gobblers looks like they could be going for it on 4th and medium. So they have the 2 receivers on the near side in the slot position. Number 4, Wagner. Out wide is number 3, Nolan Dotzler. Hard count, trying to get the Broncos to jump. It's going to be quarterback punt. Never mind, he's sacked to the backfield. That's number 5 of the Broncos getting the sack against the Gobblers. And what was supposed to be a trick play to maybe try and force the jump by the Broncos defense leads to a failed quarterback punt. Sacked in the backfield by number 55 of the Broncos. Gotta make sure I got my numbers correct here. Andrew Ide with the Broncos sack. So Broncos get the turnover on downs, and they're gonna get amazing field position to start this upcoming first drive. They are 1st and 10 on the Gobbler 48-yard line. 8:55 to go on the clock. Shotgun formation, trips on the far side of the field. It's Carson Crandall in the backfield with Swenson. Swenson puts Crandall in motion. He looks to throw and said he's going to try and run with it. Hit in the backfield. He's going to get to the line of scrimmage, at least. But looks like, I don't know if that was meant to be a designated QB run or what. But the Gobblers defense, the first one to get a hit on Swenson in the backfield was Damian Machil. He was the first one to try and disrupt the play. And so Broncos now looking at a 2nd and 9. So they're going to say Swenson got a yard on that play. Coach Edistad said he wanted to establish the run. Reminded me of my old college coach back at UNW, as that was always his mission, was trying to establish the run. This time it's Kingston Jean in the backfield. Crandall in the slot, trips on the far side of the field. Broncos gonna hand it off to Kingston Jean. He's gonna run up the middle. He's got a gain, and that's a positive gain, in fact, for International Falls. Just short of the first down. That's gonna be 3rd and about 7 from my count, as it looks like they place him at the 41-yard line, maybe 42. So that's gonna be 3rd and 3, perhaps, for the Broncos. Kingston Jean, a 6-yard gain, putting them in a more positive position after the run. Kingston Jean injured earlier, so he wasn't getting as many touches offensively from the backfield. Jean in the backfield again. Swenson rolls to the right to throw. He's looking deep. Instead, he's going to have to throw it. He finds Zach Yuso, but it goes through his hands. And I think we have dirty laundry on the field, so that clock is going to stop at 7:29. And with the incompletion, but I think we could have a possible holding penalty that's going to bring the Broncos back, unless Coach Williams decides to accept the penalty and push them back, or decline it and take the 4th down. 4th and 3. Broncos, it is indeed a holding penalty, and they are not going to take it, so they are going to accept it. So it's going to be a loss of 5 on the play. So from 3rd and 3 to loss of 10. Excuse me, my math is terrible, clearly. So 3rd and 13 on the play. 7:29 left on the clock for the Broncos. They go under center. Swenson, 2 wide on the near and far side. Fakes the handoff, play action. He's looking deep. He's going to throw it. That's Carson Crandall going deep down the field. Bronco first down thanks to Carson Crandall's catch. And that is going to be down at around the, looks like the Gobbler 25-yard line, 24-yard line. And Broncos first down with 7:18 to go on the clock. It is scoreless on the PCA scoreboard. The Broncos knocking on the door there. They're saying, hello, let me in. And Gobblers are trying to keep them out. They're saying, no way, Jose. So shotgun formation. Kingston Jean in the backfield for the Broncos. Swenson gives the handoff to Jean, who lowers his shoulder and gets a gain. That's a positive gain for the Broncos. And that's going to be about, trying to look at how much that was, where they're placing them at. Looks like they're going to place them at the 15-yard line. So from the 26 to the 15, it's going to be, they're going to say a Bronco first down, gain of 11 for Kingston Jean. So Kingston Jean having himself a day here. It's going to be Kingston Jean again getting the handoff for the Broncos. And this time he's going to get some more positive yards. Not as much as his last run, but that's going to be about 5 yards for Gene. So 2nd and 5 on the play for Kingston Gene of the Broncos. Shotgun formation. Broncos hurry up offense, keeping the spread. Same formation as last time. Gene in the backfield. It's going to be, again, Kingston Gene's number getting called. He's driving up the field. He's probably going to be just short of the first down, but that's another positive gain for International Falls. And they're going to say it is 1st and goal, 1st down, Kingston Gene able to get the ball all the way to the Gobbler 8-yard line. And it's going to be Swenson, quarterback keeper, and that's going to be Broncos getting the end zone and striking first blood. It is 6-0 on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard. That's right. We have an extra sponsor jumping on the scoreboard sponsorship, such as our very own Packaging Corporation of America and the 40 Club in Aitkin, the best dining experience in the Lakes area. Grab a bite, celebrate the wins, and keep it local with your hometown favorite, the 40 Club in Aitkin. Lining up to kick the extra point is Gray Shikowski of the Broncos. It's going to be up, and that's going to be good. Broncos take the lead on the scoreboard. It is 7-0 to start the game. Broncos, a great drive. Started off with a great defensive sack by Aiden Lehman, and then that led to the Broncos driving all the way down the field, 48 yards, and they put it on the shoulders of Kingston Gene, and then Hayden Swenson finished it off with a quarterback keeper up the middle, and so Broncos with the touchdown to start the game, and what a drive that was for International Falls. It looks like Kingston Gene's finding his rhythm. He, like Coach Edistad said, he was out for a bit with a injury, and now he is back in action and ready to rumble. Kingston Gene been kind of nursing it. They've been kind of limiting some of the touches he got on offense and defense, but now they're getting him back in the game. Kicking off for the Broncos, Gray Shikowski. Deep to return is number 0, Jack Jacobson, and number 11, Eli McNeven. Broncos strike first blood, a 48-yard drive down the field. And 6:18 left on the clock for quarter number 1. Gray Shikowski prepares for the kick. There is the clap, and Broncos are going. That's going to be a shorter kick, picked up by number 10 of Aitkin, Tegan Vogeth. And that's going to be just a 6-second kick return. Still a positive gain and able to get around the Aitkin, 36-yard line from the looks of it. So 1st and 10 for the Gobblers. There you get to recharge and try again on their second offensive drive. It was a turnover on downs after they tried to go for it on 4th and 5. Lining up under center, wing 3 wishbone, 1 wide on the near side. It's going to be a handoff to number 2. Cuts inside. That's number 2, Carter Pites, who's able to go out for a Gobbler first down. A positive run on the play there from the 36-yard line. He was down about just short of the 50. Let's say around the 49-yard line. 48-yard line is what they're saying. So a gain of 12 for the Gobblers after the run by Pites, Carter Pites. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. I apologize if I'm not. So 1st and 10 on the 48. Wishbone formation, 1 wide on the near side. It's going to be a handoff. This time it's going to number 1, who has a wide open hole down the middle. He's able to drive cleanly through the hole. Parker Fulton that time gets the carry. The Gobblers doing a good job there to drive down the field. And I think they're going to say they are just short. Hey, maybe they can use the chain gain sponsor, because we do have a sponsor for the chain gain for tonight. That is Stonemark Land Surveying. Contact Stonemark for your property boundary measurement. Wishbone formation, 1 receiver wide on the near side. Aitkin under center. It's going to be a toss to the left. That's Jack Jacobson who gets the toss, and he's going to get upfield. That's going to be a Gobbler first down, and they are going to settle with the first down at around the Bronco, I'm going to say 38-yard line. So 4:56 and ticking on quarter number 1. Aitkin, they end up switching from the shotgun to under center wishbone, and it seems to be working for them. Once again, same formation as last time. Bo Sanford under center. Receiver wide on the near side, Nolan Dotzler. It's going to be a handoff. This time it's number 1 getting his number called. Parker Fulton showing how good his downfield running is as he gets a gain, a positive gain. They're going to set him down around the 31-yard line. So that's going to be a 7-yard gain. So 6-yard gain. So my math is wrong then. So 6-yard gain for Fulton. Under center once more. Same formation. Aitkin, they're going to give it this time. It's number 0, Jack Jacobson, who gets his number called. He's going down the far sideline. That's a first down for Aitkin. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left. Clock ticking for the Gobblers after the first down just short of the 20-yard line. So, huge change from the first drive to this drive, as at first they were going from shotgun formation and they were trying to air it out a little. This time they're going downfield running. They are just running it down the throats of the Broncos in this drive. They're going to switch, though. They are now, instead of the wide receiver wide on the near side, it's wide on the far side. It's still in the center with the wishbone formation. And it's going to be a toss to the right. This is Fulton getting his number called, but he's hit in the backfield. I see Kingston Jean. I see what's that? That's Aiden Lehman, and I think I see Carson Crandall in on the hit for the Broncos, meeting him at the line of scrimmage, so not able to get any farther than that. So that's no gain, 2nd and 10 on the play for the Aitkin Gobblers. And another special shout out to all of our sponsors throughout today's game. As I mentioned, we have 2 scoreboard sponsors, Packaging Corporation of America and the 40 Club in Aitkin. As the Gobblers, they set up shop under center, wishbone formation, tight end on the near side, receiver on the far side. Sanford, hard count. This is going to be a handoff. Goes to number 2, Carter Pites. He gets somewhat up the field. That's a gain of about 3 yards. So positive gain at least, but it's going to be 3rd and long to go. Not yet 3rd and medium for the Gobblers of Aitkin. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in quarter number 1. Clock is ticking. Broncos up 7-0 on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard. Looks like they could be adjusting the formation as I see a couple of new faces going out to the huddle. Aitkin breaks the huddle, and tight end near side, receiver on the far side, wishbone formation, Sanford under center. 3rd and a bit of a ways to go, 3rd and 6, almost medium. This is going to be fakes the toss, reverse. This is number 1, wide open. He's going to get down the field, stumbling, and eventually Parker Fulton gets into the end zone for a Gobbler touchdown. And so that's Aitkin with a chance to tie the score up, as it is now 7-6. Aitkin with the opportunity to go for the PAT attempt. Looking, and it's number 14 who's going to be kicking. That's Lume's Wing to kick and tie this game up at 7 apiece. Rush comes in, oh, that is tipped, and Broncos catch it, and the referee blows it dead, but I feel like that could count as an opportunity for Carson Crandall to return. Carson Crandall looked totally ready to return it as well. That tip field goal was, I think, by Aiden Lehman or number 65, Emmett Olson. Either way, Broncos keep the lead, but a slim one at that, as it is 7-6 on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard. And as you heard, the PCA Packaging Corporation of America, as well as the 40 Club in Aitkin are our sponsors for this scoreboard. 40 Club in Aitkin, the best dining experience in the Lakes area. Grab a bite, celebrate the wins, and keep it local with your hometown favorite, the 40 Club in Aitkin. And we also have a chain game sponsor for today's game. Thank you to KKIN AM Radio in Aitkin, Minnesota. And that is brought to you by Stonemark Land Surveying. Contact Stonemark for your property boundary measurement needs. Visit stonemarksurvey.com, where every foot counts. Aitkin to kick it off. It's number 14, Wang, getting ready to kick it for the Gobblers. Deep to return for the Broncos. Number 23, Kingston Jean. Number 44, Carson Crandall. And number 3, Zach Yuso. Kingston Jean, last week against Rush City, was able to return kick for a touchdown, but then it got called back because of a holding penalty. And so he's hoping to work that same magic. Carson Crandall gets the return on the far side. He's going to break one tackle. He's still going, and he's going to get a solid positive gain down at around the Broncos. I'm so keen to say either team's name. He's down at around the 35, maybe 34-yard line. I'm being generous, though. I like to be generous with football measurements. Speaking of measurements, hey, thank you again to Stonemark Land Surveying for being our chain gang sponsor. Also, we have our timeout sponsor. That is Service Master of International Falls, as well as our press box sponsor, Rainy River, Minnesota North College. Broncos. Duos on the near and far side. Kingston Jean in the backfield. Jean in motion. Drops back to pass. Swenson goes for the quick pass to Jean. And he's hit almost immediately, but able to get still a positive gain of about 2 yards. So that's 2nd and 8 for the Broncos after the pass from Swenson to Jean. Sorry, I'm working with a new system. Still learning it, but so far I think I'm getting the hang of this new camera rig that I got that allows me to remote control my camera from where I'm standing on the broadcast. Broncos break the huddle. 1:30 to go in quarter number 1. They go duos on the near and far side. Kane Thompson at the wing. It's going to be a handoff to, quarterback keeper. Hayden Swenson lowers his shoulder trying to go up the field. And he's going to be stopped just at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 to go. No gain on the play. Aitkin's defense staying strong, trying to stop this Broncos offense, who is really good at getting those big explosive plays that tend to score quick or help create momentum. One of those in that previous drive, the first drive of the Broncos, was a big pass from Hayden Swenson to Carson Crandall. Carson Crandall, the slot on the near side. Kingston Jean in the backfield for the Broncos. Looking over to coach for the signal. Swenson from shotgun. Snaps it, goes to pass, looking right, looking left. He's going to throw it to Carson Crandall with the catch and a first down for the Broncos right at 50-yard line. Broncos, and clock is ticking. We have 31 seconds left on the clock. And ticking as the Broncos 1st and 10 on the 50. But they may try and go for one more play before halftime. Shotgun formation. Duos on the near and far side. Kingston Jean, the one in the backfield. Carson Crandall, the near side slot receiver. Kane Thompson lined up as a tight end on the far side. And trying to go for the hard count. And that is... It's going to be the end of quarter number 1. So Broncos are going to take it into quarter number 2, leading on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard, 7-6. Tight game so far between these two teams. Both teams getting a big defense. Well, so far Broncos able to get a big defensive stop that led to a huge drive, and then Aitkin ended up controlling the clock in their second attempt on offense, able to drive all the way down the field. Big runs and consistent runs by Aitkin, leading to their first score, but then the PAT that followed was blocked by the Broncos. We're going to be back in about 30 seconds. You're listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1, KSDM, YourLiveEvent.com, and KKIN AM Radio, Aitkin.
Hi, this is Rob from Falls Lumber Company. I'm new to the company, though not to the industry. If you're looking to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, stop in and see me in the Design Center. I can help you pick out the perfect cabinets or countertops from brands such as Crystal Cabinets, Cambria, Corian, and Silestone. If you're in need of flooring, we have options including luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, engineered hardwood, and tile. Stop into the Design Center to see me anytime. When you're looking to build or remodel, come to the experts at Falls Lumber Company, 201 4th Street in International Falls.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country, 104.1 KSDM. Starting off this upcoming second quarter of football, Broncos lead on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard, 7-6 over the Aitkin Gobblers, and they have the ball on the 50-yard line with a 1st and 10. They try to get a quick no count, hard count going, but the Gobblers defense were not budging. Broncos, shotgun formation, Kingston Jean to the right of Swenson, and we're going to get a possible officials timeout, or not sure what that's about. So the officials now going to mid-center, close to the center field, discussing what is happening. I'm curious, too, what is happening. I'm not sure what they're discussing about, what could be going on. I thought that, we were set with the time, set with the placement, and everything else, but now Coach Williams is looking to be a little upset and asking questions about, hey, what's going on here? What is happening? I'm not really good at reading lips. Also, I just can't see Coach Williams' lips from here. So, I mean, I do have binoculars back here, but it doesn't work because I have glasses. So what's the point of that, I guess? And the thing, I'm the one who bought them too. So, I mean, that's a big waste of money, but I'm kind of used to it. I mean, I'm terrible with my money. But who's not terrible with their money? That would be all of our sponsors, because they made the smart decision of sponsoring Broncos and Gobblers sports, such as National Anthem sponsor, local VFW Post 2948. Join us for Burger Night and Karaoke, as well as our press box sponsor, Rainy River, Minnesota North College. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. And also our scoreboard sponsors, such as Packaging Corporation of America, and also the 40 Club in Aitkin, the best dining experience in the Lakes area. Grab a bite, celebrate the wins, and keep it local with your hometown favorite, the 40 Club. Now, action resuming here. Broncos 1st and 10 at the 50. Zach Uso in motion going inside. Swenson drops back to pass. He's going to roll to the right, trying to find someone open. He's going to throw it, and that's going to be out of bounds. And not Hayden Swenson under pursuit by 2, maybe 3 different Gobbler defenders. And so that's an incomplete pass, making it 2nd and 10. After a slight delay, not sure what that was all about, but Broncos just got to bounce back from that if they want to try and get back on the scoreboard. Aitkin ended up switching from outside hide and shotgun formation. They ended up switching to under center. And then that ended up being more successful with the downhill running. Swenson in the shotgun. Kingston to his left. Handoff to Kingston Jean. He's going to cut inside, jump forward, and Kingston Jean's going to get a gain of about 4 yards, maybe make it 5 if you want to be generous. I'm being generous, and I'm going to say 5 yards for Kingston Jean. He has been the one who's been getting most of these carries for the Broncos so far from the running back position. Carson Crandall, the other running back for the Broncos, he's been out in the slot position. He's the far side slot position next to Carter Line on the near side. Zach Uso in the slot. Nick Schultz out wide. Kingston Jean to the right of Swenson. On the far side is Kane Thompson. It's a handoff to Kingston Jean again. He's going to cut to the outside. Kingston Jean's got the first down and still going. Finally down just past the 40-yard line. That's a Bronco first down thanks to Kingston Jean. Toting the rock. He's down around the 38-yard line, so a gain of about let's see here. I'm thinking a gain of about 8 yards by Kingston Jean, having himself a solid game. He's been wanting to run the ball, and he's told me before in preseason that he does not want to go down. Swenson under center. Kingston Jean, the lone back in the backfield. Duos on each side. Handoff again to Kingston Jean, getting his number called. He's going to run up the middle and get another positive gain for the Broncos. Driving down the field and shaving off the clock. 10:40 on the clock in quarter number 2. Broncos leading 7-6 on our PCA and Club 40 sponsors. Scoreboard. Swenson switches to shotguns. Gene to his left. Handoff again to Gene. He's going to run up the middle. Kingston Gene gets forward. That's a first down already at around the 25-yard line. And now got Aitkin defenders still going on the play, and multiple whistles before finally being able to get the play stopped dead. Kingston Gene down at around the 25-yard line. So that's another positive gain. This time a gain of about 12 for the Broncos, if my math is correct, and it is, yes. So Kingston Gene just toting that rock again. Broncos driving down the field still. That time it looked like it was Carson Crandall getting the carry for International Falls. He's going to get short gain, second down, about 3 yards, maybe 4 yards. No, less than that. That's 1 yard for Carson Crandall in the backfield to the left of Swenson, who drops back to pass. Quick throw to Nick Schultz. Hit immediately after the catch, but still secures it. That's a first down for International Falls. Broncos keeping the hurry-up offense, keeping that tempo going, trying to establish the tempo of this game. That was trouble that they ran into last week when they played against Rush City, who just controlled the tempo. Swenson under center. Crandall in the backfield. Swenson goes for the QB sneak on a 3rd and short after the catch by Schultz, and they're going to say he is indeed good for a Bronco first down with 9:16 and ticking to go. Swenson, Coach Edistad said he wasn't afraid to have Swenson start running with the ball as he goes under center, hands it off to Crandall, who goes up for a positive gain, but that is going to be a short gain. That is positive. So gain of 1 by Crandall. So clock 9 minutes, and counting for International Falls. Swenson looking for the play. Broncos, looks like they're going to go trips on the near side of the field. Carson Crandall on the slot outside of Nick Schultz, who's taking points in the bunched trips formation. Kingston Gene in the backfield to the right of Swenson. 8:35 to go. Kingston Gene in motion. Swenson looks to pass. He's going to throw it, and that's picked off by the Gobblers, though. That's number 1. Parker Fulton getting the interception for Aitkin, and that's going to be a possible turnover for the Broncos. Hayden Swenson, he had 3 interceptions last week. This could be the 4th, but there is a flag on the field. So we're going to see what the call is. This call could take, never mind. Fulton is celebrating, so that's going to be still a turnover for the Broncos. Costly turnover. Personal foul. Contact to the head. They're going to say that's against the Broncos. And so that's still Aitkin first down. 8:27 to go on the clock for this PCA and 40 Club scoreboard. So Aitkin with a chance to take their first lead of the game. They are down by 1 point after getting their field goal blocked. And so the Gobblers break the huddle. 1st and 10 on their own 13-yard line. They go wishbone formation. It worked for them last drive. It could work for them this drive as well. Sanford under center. He hands it off. That's number 2 getting the ball. Carter Pites. Pites gets a positive gain of about 3 yards for the Gobblers. Getting up the field. 8 minutes, 10 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Broncos up 7-6, but Aitkin with a chance to try and answer back. It's actually a gain of 4 on the play for Pites. Once again, another wishbone formation for Aitkin. Sanford under center. He tosses it. This is a toss to the right. That goes to Jack Jacobson. He's going to try and get around the edge, and he's going to get at least to the line of scrimmage for the Gobblers. Maybe a little past it, but that's still going to be short gain. So we have another 3rd and medium for Aitkin with 7:41 to go on the clock. It looks like he got out of bounds after the Broncos tackled him. And 3rd and short, actually. So that's a 3rd and 3 from the looks of it. Down on their own 25-yard line. 7:25 and counting. Gobblers, wishbone formation. The receiver on the far side of the field. Sanford under center. Sanford hands it off. That's number 1. Fulton getting the handoff. Fulton gets the interception, and now he's going to get a first down for Aitkin, who's once again driving down the field. And Aitkin, with these constant run plays, are able to also set the tempo, which is what the Broncos were trying to do when they did the faster tempo on their previous drives. Aitkin breaks the huddle. 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line after the gain by Fulton. Wishbone formation. Receiver on the far side. Aitkin hands it off. This time it's... Oh, no, they drop back to pass, and that's going to be incomplete. Tried to go for the play action. Fooled me with the play action, and that's incomplete. And with that incompletion, it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Aitkin. First time for a play for Aitkin on this drive. Doesn't go forward, but then again, it's just an incomplete pass, so didn't go anywhere. Aitkin back under center, wishbone, receiver on the far side. Drops back to pass, Sanford looking. He's going to throw it to the receiver. Wide open and almost tripped up. That's number 3. Noah Dotzler takes it all the way down the field for an Aitkin touchdown. And just like that, Aitkin takes it down the field. And they take the lead 12-7. A deep throw from Sanford to Fulton, who's able to outrun the Bronco corner that was covering him and get the Aitkin touchdown. So Broncos giving up a huge play there. That one was originally on the Aitkin 30-yard line, a little past the 30-yard line. And now it looks like they could be going for 2 to try and keep this as a closer game. Wishbone formation for Aitkin. Receiver wide on the far side. Sanford under center. Trying to get the jump. That is going to be a false start against Aitkin. It was the fullback, I believe, number 21, who jumped, Cade Kazmerzak. So Aitkin trying to set up the 2-point conversion opportunity. Instead, they're going to bring up the kicking team. So it's number 14, Lume Wang, with another chance to try and get it through the uprights for the Gobblers. Although it's a little bit of a farther distance from a normal field goal, as his kick is going to be up, and they're going to say it is good. So he gets it through the uprights. 13-7 lead for the Gobblers. And you are listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, as well as on YourLiveEvent.com and on KKIN AM Aitkin. The scoreboard brought to you by Packaging Corporation of America and the 40 Club in Aitkin is 13-7 lead for the Gobblers. And shout out to all our other sponsors, such as our Service Master Timeout sponsor for a home that is professionally cleaned all year round. Call Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gresh are going to take great care of you. And, of course, we have our post-game player awards, such as our Energy Player of the Game, brought to you by Enbridge Incorporated, as well as our Player of the Game, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Looking for a quick, easy, and delicious dinner? Then look no further than your local Domino's with more than just pizza. Domino's is the perfect carryout after the game or have it delivered. Great deals are always happening at Domino's. 283-3444. Make Domino's your lunch or dinner destination today. Kicking is Wang, deep to receive. Crandall and Kingston Jean. Zach Yuso also there to receive in case it goes a little bit shorter. Kick is going to go deep. That is to Carson Crandall, who's going to get another return. Down the near sideline, he's going to try and cut inside, and he's going to get swallowed up just short of the 30-yard line. Call that the 28-yard line. Broncos are going to get it 1st and 10 with another chance to try and drive down the field. Hayden Swenson trying to brush off his interception from the previous drive. He had a rough week last week against Rush City, throwing 3 picks And that followed a 6-touchdown performance for Swenson. So Broncos break the huddle. 2 receivers on the far side, 2 receivers on the near side. Kane Thompson at the tight end position on the near side. It's going to be a handoff to Kingston Jean, who's going to try and find the edge. He's going to get up the field a little bit. That's a short gain of about 3 yards. So 2nd and 7 for the Broncos after the run by Kingston Jean. Broncos trying to drive down the field. 6 minutes to work with here in quarter number 2. Down by 6. So a touchdown for the Broncos can tie it. A field goal takes the lead. Broncos, shotgun formation. Kingston Jean to the left of Swenson. It's going to be another handoff to Jean, who runs to the middle, finds a hole, breaks another tackle. Tripped up, though. That's number 3, able to get the shoestring. Nolan Dotzler. So he saved what could have been an even bigger run for the Broncos. So very, very clutch play by Dotzler, the linebacker, able to wrap up Kingston Jean's legs, who is having himself quite the day today, as that's a first down. Broncos 1st and 10. Jean in the backfield. Swenson looks to pass. He's going to look deep. Finds Nick Schultz wide open, and Schultz nailed, though, by a gobbler defender. That is number 2, Carter Pite, laying the boom to Nick Schultz. I think he's going to be just inches short, or we can maybe see our first use of our Chain Gang sponsor for today. That is, as you get Stonemark Land Surveying, our Chain Gang sponsor, or they're not going to bring the measurements out, which is no fun. And so we have ourselves a 2nd and inches. Broncos show shotgun formation. Jean to the right of Swenson. It's going to be a handoff to Jean, who's going to get up the middle and get hit at the line of scrimmage, so not able to get positive yardage. In fact, I think he might have lost a yard on the play. So that's going to be 3rd and 1. Broncos in short yardage situation. I think Broncos had a feeling that the Aitkin defense was going to be prepared for the QB sneak, and so they didn't want to give that up. Swenson goes under center. Jean, the single back. Swenson goes to the QB sneak, and I think he's going to be able to spin his way to a first down. The referees' markers are showing a first down. And so Broncos are going to get the 1st and 10 just past the 50-yard line, I think, but they are still deciding it. And maybe now I see one saying first down Broncos, and okay, that's going to be another 1st and 10 for International Falls at the 50-yard line. And so this is a similar situation they've been in before. Clock is going to be ticking. 4:13 to go in quarter number 2 for International Falls. Once again, trying to establish the run and establish the tempo in this game. 2 receivers on the near and far side. It's Carson Crandall to the right of Swenson. It's a handoff to Crandall, who's hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. In fact, a loss of about a yard, maybe a half a yard on the play. So a bit of a role reversal here between Crandall and Jean. As previously, it was Carson Crandall who was having an explosive season from the running back position, and now it's Kingston Jean who's starting to explode for the position. Swenson goes under center. Crandall, the single back. Fakes the toss, looking to pass. Swenson throws it. That's Crandall. And Crandall's going to get wrapped up, but not before getting a solid gain, being tackled out of bounds. And I think they are going to stop the clock, so that stops the clock at 3:20. And that is a 3rd down and about 4 to go for the Broncos. A gain of about 7 after the throw to Carson Crandall. So Broncos, shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the near and far side, 3rd and medium. Swenson trying to get the hard count going. No jump, though. He looks to coach. 3:20 to go. Swenson looks to pass. Quick pass. That's to Nick Schultz. Schultz trying to get upfield. He's going to get stopped, and I think he's going to be short, but we do have a couple of flags on the play, so we're going to see who the flags are against. From the marks by the referees, Nick Schultz does look to be just short of the first down, though, so it's going to be 4th and inches maybe fourth and less. They're saying holding, I think, against number 55. So what was a huge gain, that is now a holding penalty that brings them back 10. Flag was marked around the 42-yard line, so they're going to be down at around the 48 in their own territory. So 3rd and 4 becomes a 3rd and 5 now becomes a 3rd and 12, maybe 3rd and 13 for the Broncos. With 3:15 to go in quarter number 2, 3:15 left in the first half as well. Duos on the near and far side. Kingston Jean in the backfield this time for International Falls. To the right of Swenson. Zach Uso in motion. Swenson looking to throw. Finds Carson Crandall, but that's going to be just short. Too short of a throw. So that, what could have been a huge 4th and inches that the Broncos likely would have done the QB sneak with Swenson, now became a 3rd down and 13 to go after a holding penalty, and then that became a 4th and 13 after a pass by Swenson goes just too short and ends up becoming that 4th and long. So Broncos undisciplined from the looks of it here early in the half. Swenson back to punt. Deep to return is number 3, Nolan Dotzler, who had the receiving touchdown for the Gobblers. Swenson's going to punt it. That one's going to be a short one, picked up by Dotzler. He finds the outside edge on the far side. Now he's going down the far sideline. Dotzler could take this all the way. Hurdles a man, but then hit in the air by Zach Uso. And that's going to stop the play at 2:45. But what great field position for the Aitkin Gobblers. Already leading 13-7 on the PSA scoreboard. This is homecoming night for the International Falls Broncos. But so far, they have been struggling at homecoming today. Aitkin breaks the huddle. Once again, going back to that wishbone formation. I don't think we're ever going to see them go back to shotgun. They're down on the Bronco 35-yard line after the return by Dotzler. Sanford under center. It's going to be a handoff. This goes to number 2, Pites. He's going to get hit. And short gain, maybe no gain on the play. He'll get about half a yard. So very minimum gain by Pites for the Gobblers. 2nd and long to go. 2nd and 10 from the looks of it. No gain on the play. Broncos defense holding strong for that play, but needing to hold strong for this final 2 minutes. Gobblers, they have great field position with 2 minutes to work with to try and get on the scoreboard once more. Wishbone formation once again. Wide on the near side is number 4, Braden Wagner. Sanford under center. Hands it off. This time it's Fulton who gets the call. And Fulton's going to get tackled after a gain of about 5, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 for Aitkin. So 3rd and 5 for the Broncos. Aitkin driving, and they've been in similar situations like this before. And so Broncos trying to make sure they stay aware. No funny business as Aitkin's letting the clock run down. They know they have all the time in the world. Broncos with 3 timeouts to go. I think they're going to try and count on getting the defensive stop and then saving some of their timeouts for the 2-minute drill. It's going to be a handoff. This goes to number 1, Jack Jacobson, who gets a positive gain, but he's going to be short of the first down. Gain of about 3. 4th down and 2 to go. And this is a crucial 4th down for the Broncos as we're under a minute left, and Coach Edistad will call a timeout with 59 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And so a special shout out to all of our sponsors for today's game. As you guys know, our pregame national anthem sponsor is the local VFW Post 2948. Join us for a burger night and karaoke. And with this timeout, that means we can finally mention our timeout sponsor, Service Master of International Falls, for a home professionally cleaned all year round. Call Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take great care of you. And so thank you, Service Master, for sponsoring every timeout in this game, and this is the first timeout used in this game, in fact. And also a special shout out to our scoreboard update sponsors, such as Packaging Corporation of America and the 40 Club in Aitkin, the best dining experience in the Lakes area. Grab a bite, celebrate the wins, and keep it local with your hometown favorite, the 40 Club in Aitkin. I gotta make sure I stop on by there. And of course, we have our post-game player awards sponsors, such as Enbridge, who sponsors the Energy Player of the Game, which goes to the player with the most energetic and energizing play of the game. And then our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game, which goes to the game MVP. Aitkin, 4th and 3 to go. Shotgun formation, 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 receivers on the far side. And I guess I got to take back my statement when I said we weren't going to see this. Quick throw by Sanford. He finds the receiver. That's number 4 getting the catch, Braden Wagner, and that's Braden Wagner also getting the Gobbler first down. They're going to say he does have the first down, so I guess we won't be able to use the chain gang, and I don't, because I really want to be able to actually mention the chain gang sponsor, Stonemark Land Surveying. Contact Stonemark for your property boundary measurement needs. Visit stonemarksurvey.com, where every foot counts. And Wagner was able to go out of bounds after the play. Shotgun formation once again. 54 seconds left on the clock for the Gobblers. 2 wide on the far side. Sanford looks to pass, throws it short. That was intended for Wagner again, who gets hit immediately by Zach Yuso, and that's an incomplete pass. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Gobblers. 51 seconds left on the clock and ticking. We have halftime just around the corner. So Aitkin has Sanford going out to the huddle, getting ready for this upcoming possession. Aitkin breaks the huddle. They keep the shotgun formation with 2 backs in the backfield. The 2 receivers go far out wide. Dotzler on the far side. He had the receiving touchdown earlier in the game. And it's Wagner in the slot. Wagner in motion going inside. Sanford tosses it to the left. Going down the near side. That's Jack Jacobson. Jacobson around the corner. Jacobson into the end zone. That's another Gobbler touchdown for Aitkin. So they go up now. $19-7 over the Broncos on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard. And so now Broncos are down by 2 possessions with the halftime just around the corner. Aitkin likely to go for 2 in this upcoming attempt. Sanford goes out there to call the play. Last time it was a false start that pushed them back, and so they decided to just go for the kick. Now they're going to go for 2 points. It's shotgun formation, 2 receivers on the far side. 2 backs in the backfield. To the left of Sanford, Parker Fulton. To the right, it's Fulton. Oh, it's going to be a quarterback keeper by Sanford. He gets stopped just short. Getting the tackle for the Broncos is number 56. Excuse me, blanking on the name. I should have it right here. That could be Kane Thompson, actually. I don't know if he got, Coach Edistad didn't tell me if he got moved back to left guard or not. But Broncos down by 2 possessions, getting ready for this upcoming kickoff from the Gobblers. They have 42 seconds to work with and 2 timeouts. So we'll see what the Broncos do with this very, very short time. Gobblers, their defense has been very sturdy so far, and their offense even sturdier, driving down the field and making these big plays. That was, once again, Jack Jacobson able to get the sweep to the near side and around the corner and all the way to the end zone to get the lead for the Gobblers. Kicking is Wang, number 14, deep to return. Carson Crandall, Kingston Jean, and Zach Yuso. Wang's kick goes deep. That's going to be muffed by Crandall, but he picks it up. Now he's going to try and go up the field. He's got one tackle broken and then tackled up high, and that's going to be a foul called. The dirty laundry hits the floor. That will be a high tackle, possibly a horse collar tackle or face mask called against the kicker, who is kind of really high with his tackle against Carson Crandall. So this could be big for the Broncos. A huge, huge penalty for the Broncos, in fact, if this does give them the positive yardage that they are wanting after the return. Carson Crandall doing a good job, though. After muffing the kick, picks it back up, gets it past the 30 to keep it as a positive gain and get it closer than instead of farther. So now the referees are discussing what the call will be. And after discussing it, it looks like they're picking up their flags. Yes penalty, no penalty. Personal foul. Horse collar. And that is going to be against Aitkin. So Broncos get the positive gain after the personal foul. And they are going to get some great field position. This is going to set them up at just short of the 50-yard line on their own 48-yard line. 34 seconds to go. They have 2 timeouts left on the clock. Swenson in shotgun formation. He drops back to pass. Looking deep. He's going to go into the pocket. Goes out towards the near side. Finds. Almost picked off. Trying to find Nick Schultz. That was number 11. Eli McNeven almost getting a pick. That would have been huge for Aitkin. Late game. Or a late half. Late quarter. I got to get my terminology down. 2nd and 10 now for the Broncos. 27 seconds to work with. Still have 2 timeouts, though. But they need to start driving down the field. Aitkin's defense so far from the secondary has been locked down. Swenson drops back to pass. He's going to throw it deep. That's Nick Schultz again, but that goes out of bounds to nobody. Coach Kostic really upset, having some words with the referee. But that ball was definitely uncatchable. I hate to say it. I hate to take the side of the referees, but that was indeed an uncatchable throw by Swenson. Swenson, I think, probably a little worried about throwing another pick. He almost had his second one here in the first half alone. Broncos, 22 seconds. 3rd and 10. Big play right here for International Falls. Trying to get some last-minute scores on the clock. They go trips on the far side. Swenson drops back to throw. Looks, Nick Schultz. Hook and ladder, the Kingston Gene gets out of bounds. Broncos with the first down. Hook and ladder, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, do I love it. Oh, I can't remember the last time I've seen a hook and ladder, especially one that was successful. Kingston Gene, great job, and even better job by Nick Schultz getting the catch, securing the catch, and getting the toss to Gene in a way that allows him to keep running. So 16 seconds to go for International Falls, trying to drive down the field. Still 2 timeouts left for the Broncos. Swenson rolls out to the right, throws it. That's Zach Yuso, and they're going to say caught. So that's going to be 2nd down, but not a big gain on the play for the Broncos. And excuse me, I accidentally left the clock running. There's 12 seconds left. So Broncos not having to use their 2 timeouts just yet. 12 seconds to go. 2nd down and 5 to go on the Aitkin 37-yard line. 33-yard line, excuse me. Swenson to pass. Looks, finds Schultz. Schultz goes out of bounds. Broncos another first down and another. So 8 seconds to go for the Broncos. They get the 1st and 10 after getting the ball out of bounds, and that's also a timeout called by the Broncos. And that's another timeout brought to you by Service Master of International Falls for a home professionally cleaned all year round. Code Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gretch are going to take great care of you. And again, we are live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. And on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard, it is currently 19-7 lead for the Aitkin Gobblers as the Broncos are trying to climb back in this one on homecoming night. 8 seconds to go in quarter number 2. 8 seconds away from halftime. Broncos break the huddle. They're wanting to look end zone. This could be the play. This could not be. But Broncos need to make sure they are being smart with their time. Swenson's pass. Looks left. Throws it deep. He's going to Carter Line. Carter Line catches it. That's a Bronco touchdown. Clock runs out, and Carter Line, Hayden Swenson connection. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a Bronco touchdown going into halftime. What a play and what a throw as the referees finally confirm it is a Bronco touchdown on the throw from Swenson to Line. That was a 25-yard throw, dot with deep coverage by the Aitkin Gobblers. I believe that was number 4, Braden Wagner, on the coverage for the Gobblers. So now it is 13-19, and Broncos getting ready for the upcoming field goal kick to try and put this within 5 points. They're down by 6 right now, and a field goal would mean this is a big chance to keep it close. Broncos kicked at the start of the half, and now they're going to get a chance to return. Kick by Schakowsky, up, and that is good. So the Aitkin Gobblers are up 19-14 against the Broncos on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard. And we're going to get ready for the upcoming halftime show. It is homecoming, ladies and gentlemen, and International Falls. And we have ourselves a game today filled with big plays, trick plays, all kinds of plays. Turn it around. And what do you got? You got yourself a football game, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get ready for our halftime show. This is Augie Schmidt live on Lakes Country, 104.1 KSDM, YourLiveEvent.com, and KKIN AM radio in Aitkin, Minnesota. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, this is Rob from Falls Lumber Company. I'm new to the company, though not to the industry. If you're looking to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, stop in and see me in the Design Center. I can help you pick out the perfect cabinets or countertops from brands such as Crystal Cabinets, Cambria, Corian, and Silestone. If you're in need of flooring, we have options including luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, engineered hardwood, and tile. Stop into the Design Center to see me anytime. When you're looking to build or remodel, come to the experts at Falls Lumber Company, 201 4th Street in International Falls.
It's halftime, ladies and gentlemen, and your score on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard is currently 19-14, the lead for the Aitkin Gobblers. And what a game this has been. The Broncos struggled. They had a very successful opening drive after driving 48 yards down the field, forcing a turnover on downs on defense on the previous drive by Aitkin, leading to that 48-yard drive for the Broncos. And then the drives that followed ended up being, I hate to say it, I hate to be blunt, but they ended up being duds for the Broncos. An interception, a turnover on downs, not in that order, but Broncos offense able to eventually figure it out and able to get a deep touchdown, 25 yards from Hayden Swenson to Carter Line. Swenson with a interception and a touchdown. Now today, two touchdowns on the day, one ran in, one thrown in. And that Hayden Swenson, he's been trying to look deep to his receivers for quite some time. But this Aitkin defense has certainly been a tough one to try and go up against. But another bright spot in the game has been number 23, Kingston Jean, who has been the star in the backfield for the Broncos, getting multiple huge gains for International Falls. And I see a good friend here, George Frake. How's it going, George?
Hi.
Thank you.
You had too much fun last weekend.
Oh, man, I don't know if I had enough fun last weekend. For those of you who need context, I went to the Vikings game last weekend, and as you can see, the Broncos marching band is getting ready for their halftime show here today.
You got the automatic.
And, yeah, I'm letting George Frake play around with my new toy here. I got an automatic camera swivel. And again, a special shout out to the Broncos marching band. This is their first year back as a marching band. Now let's talk about that first half once again. So Aitkin Gobblers, they ended up starting off with the ball. They ended up getting stopped though on a turnover on downs on a 4th and medium that set the Broncos up on, and then it was an attempt at a quarterback punt, but Sanford wasn't able to get the punt out in time. He tried to sprint out of it, but then got sacked by the Broncos, leading to the turnover on downs. And Broncos got great field position. That led to the Broncos able to drive down the field and get a 48-yard drive leading to the touchdown. Ran in by Hayden Swenson, led by a big passing play over to Carson Crandall, who's switching with Kingston Jean from slot receiver to running back for the Broncos. And now Broncos were then leading by 7, but then Aitkin would respond quickly in the following drive where they would drive all the way down the field for the Gobblers and ended up getting a touchdown after a couple of really tough runs. It wasn't really just like one big play. It was just drive after drive after drive. They had ended up switching from the shotgun formation that they started the game with to a wishbone formation that they kept throughout that following drive, and that ended up being very successful for the Gobblers, leading to the touchdown. Following drive, Broncos got it back. They were driving down the field, but then Hayden Swenson would end up throwing an interception caught by number 1, number 1, Parker Fulton, who got the interception for the Gobblers, and that led to Aitkin driving down the field, and then that ended up eventually becoming a deep pass from Sanford to number 3, Nolan Dotzler, all the way down the field for an Aitkin touchdown. Broncos tried to trip him up, but weren't able to, and that led to a big score for Aitkin. And then the following drive, Broncos stopped short. It ended up being a turnover they ended up having to punt it. Turnover downs came on the next Broncos drive. We'll get there. Aitkin ended up driving down the field once again, and then it wasn't until the Broncos' following drive where they were able to stop the Aitkin Gobblers, and then eventually the Broncos got the ball back with 42 seconds to go, and they had quite the drive. A couple of dud plays, but they were able to get multiple passes out of bounds to keep the drive going and keep the yards positive for International Falls. But then they were stuck between a rock and a hard place. It was 8 seconds left. They were on the 25-yard line, and they were needing a score before halftime because they will be receiving the upcoming kick for the start of half number 2. And so it ended up being a deep pass from Hayden Swenson to Carter Line in the end zone that ended up getting the Broncos' next touchdown to make it a 5-point game. The Gobblers barely leading now. It was a 2-possession lead, but now it's only become a 1-possession lead with the Broncos returning. And so Broncos offense need to have the kind of drives that they had in that last one and the first one. It was those two that unfortunately were the only good drives that the Broncos have had so far. It seemed like the one that ended up with the interception, it seemed like that one was going to be another good one, but that interception kind of took some wind out of the sails of the starting quarterback, Hayden Swenson. And so it looks like he's trying to get his confidence back and recalibrate, getting ready here. And, speaking of sales, the marching band was doing the theme from Pirates of the Caribbean. And so we're going to take another quick 2-minute break. Special shout out, though, to all of our sponsors and those of you listening over in Aitkin. You are listening and watching on Lakes Country, 104.1 KSCM, YourLiveEvent.com, and KKIN AM Radio Aitkin. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, this is Rob from Falls Lumber Company. I'm new to the company, though not to the industry. If you're looking to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, stop in and see me in the Design Center. I can help you pick out the perfect cabinets or countertops from brands such as Crystal Cabinets, Cambria, Corian, and Silestone. If you're in need of flooring, we have options including luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, engineered hardwood, and tile. Stop into the Design Center to see me anytime. When you're looking to build or remodel, come to the experts at Falls Lumber Company, 201 4th Street in International Falls.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country. 104.1 KSDM. Yours truly, Augie Schmidt here, live from the Rainy River Campus Press Box, getting ready for half number 2. Broncos receiving the opening kick for the second half. They are down by 5 after able to climb back, going down by a 2-possession lead. But now their offense needs to keep it together. They need to keep this going, as they are going to have the momentum, or they should have the momentum. They got to keep that momentum. I can't say any definites. I gotta keep it, possibilities. I gotta keep it as possibilities. I can't say definites because I might jinx it for the other team, for either team. Aitkin Gobblers, though, they've been playing some solid football here. They've only had to punt the one time. They all ended up having the sack as well, but that was because they were trying to go for the punt. They've been keeping a lot of the passes shorter, minus the one to Dotzler that went for the touchdown. So Aitkin offense doing a good job setting the tempo. The defense doing a good job trying to shut down the Bronco passing game. But it's been the running game for the Broncos. That's kind of been a big factor that's helped them open up that passing game, as Kingston Jean's been having a really good night. A couple of big carries for him, but he hasn't broken one out for a big one. He came close. He came close to a big one a couple of times there, but wasn't able to get it all the way to a big gain. But got a lot of faith in the kid. He's a young kid too, so he's got a lot of future ahead of him. By the way, some other games happening around the borderline. As you guys know, the Little Fort Big Falls Vikings football team ended up getting a win last night against Northwoods. That was a big 26-8 win against the Grizzlies of Northwoods. And then right now, at the same time as this football game, the Fort Francis Lakers are currently leading in the start of the second period against the Miners of Red Lake, 3-0. So Lakers off to a hot start to begin their season. And the Fort Francis Muskies had their own homecoming game earlier today at 3, where they got a big win against the Kenora Beaver Bray Broncos. So let's see. It's so ironic. I know. I made sure not to wear my my purple Broncos T-shirt when I went over to Fort Francis to cheer for the Muskies, but I wanted to make sure I'm also supporting the Broncos today as well. Fans are throwing footballs out onto the field, trying to get it into a helmet. Some of them are. I don't know how. The football helmet is at midfield, and somehow there's a football that landed over at the 20-yard line. How do you miss that badly? Like, that's not even double vision. That's like triple vision. That's bad. I thought I needed glasses, but whoever threw it at the 20-yard line, I don't know what to tell you. That's a bad throw. But I'm sorry, I got a little caught up there. Both teams taking the field once again, getting ready for the second half of football. Broncos down by 5 on the PCA and 40 club scoreboard. As that's right, we have two sponsors on the scoreboard for today: the 40 Club in Aitkin, as well as your very own Packaging Corporation of America. At the 40 Club, it has the best dining experience in the Lakes area. Grab a bite, celebrate the wins, and keep it local with your hometown favorite, the 40 Club in Aitkin. I've really got to make sure I stop on by and check it out. And of course, we have our Chain Gang sponsor from Stonemark Land Surveying over in Aitkin, and I've been wanting to have this sponsor and have a chance to actually talk about them in the right context of them using the Chain Gang, but unfortunately, a couple of times where it seemed like we were gonna get a use of the Chain Gang ended up not being used, and so I want to see them get the love that they deserve. They need it, they deserve it. And all of a sudden, chain gangs are starting to become obsolete because the NFL and the college football scene are starting to use the digital stuff, What about the guys who are holding the flags and holding the markers? What about those guys? Stick up for the little man. And so we're getting ready for half number 2 here. Broncos down by 5 on the PCA scoreboard. It is 19-15 on the PCA scoreboard. And Broncos trailing. Aitkin, so far, not one definitive leader in terms of stat lines, as they've been balancing out who gets the ball and who carries the rock throughout the game. Jack Jacobson, one of the ball carriers to get a touchdown, though, for the Gobblers. And the other one was, excuse me, that's right, I marked it down. It was Fulton, the other scorer, and then, of course, the throw to Dotzler to help complete the trinity of touchdowns that the Gobblers have here today. And so Aitkin getting ready to kick it off to open up the half. You are listening and watching on Lakes Country, 104.1 KSDM on YourLiveEvent.com and on KKIN AM Radio. Aitkin. It is getting ready. It is kind of cool. I was going to say it's heating up, but actually it's getting a little bit cooler now, which is kind of weather I like. It was starting to warm up a little for me, and now it's starting to cool down a bit. So now I think I'm starting to cool down. It's going to help me get ready for this upcoming second half because I'm expecting big things. Very big things, in fact, is what I'm expecting from these two teams. They had a really close game last year. Broncos trying to come back, and Aitkin able to get a last-minute touchdown in last year's game to seal the win away in favor of the Gobblers. And so they're wanting to make some big plays. They've been a little unlucky, though, with the two-point conversions, as first they tried to just go for the PAT. It got blocked by the Broncos. And then the second time, they were about to go for 2, but then there was a false start that pushed them back. So instead, they went for the field goal. And then on the third time's a try, maybe, Sanford tried to go for a quarterback keeper run to the outside, but then he got stopped just short by the Broncos, and that led to another failed two-point conversion. So Gobblers, that's why this game has been staying close. They haven't been able to make the plays that would help bridge that gap, but they've been able to make the plays that helped get them the lead. So if they can get over that hunch of getting those two-point conversions and bridging that gap between themselves and the Broncos, that could be a big determinator, on them getting the win today. Broncos, they are needing to have consistency here. They got to avoid the turnovers, and they got to get that passing game going. They got to get Hayden Swenson warmed up. He is a big component of their offense. But also, I think, feed Kingston Jean. He's having a game. He is having a great game, in fact. He's been having a lot of big runs for the Broncos here today, and he's been very consistent with the positive gains. Maybe 1 or 2 runs that have gone at the line of scrimmage or just short of the line of scrimmage. But Kingston Jean, I think he's a kid you got to start feeding in the second half. He's been stupendous for the Broncos. But, hey, I'm not the coach. I'm just the guy with the microphone talking to you, the listeners and watchers. Again, you're tuning in. We're live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country, 104.1 KSDM, YourLiveEvent.com, and KKIN Aitkin. Kicking off is Wang, number 14. What is 13? I don't know. 14 of the Gobblers. Deep to return. Kingston Jean, Carson Crandall, and Zach Yuso. Looks like the Gobblers are wary of Kingston Jean's return abilities and the fact that he has caught fire in this game, so they're trying to keep it away from him, and they keep kicking it towards Crandall. Wang kicks it deep. Once again, this one goes to Carson Crandall. He catches it. Carson Crandall takes it out down the middle. He's going to go towards the far sideline. Breaks one tackle. Still going. Carson Crandall down just short of the Bronco 25-yard line. So great kickoff off defense by the Gobblers of Aitkin, Minnesota. So that is going to be 11:53 to go for the Broncos. I forgot to start the clock on your live event. Broncos get the 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line. So they're going to have to go for a big drive here today. 77-yard drive to open this second half of play. Kingston Jean in the backfield to the right of Swenson. Swenson looks to pass. He's looking to his right side. He's going to throw it deep to Kane Thompson. Kane Thompson, his first target of the game, and that's for a Bronco first down. What a gain from the Bronco 23-yard line to down just short of the 50. That's going to be around the 48-yard line. Kane Thompson, his first target from Swenson, and it's a big one, boys. That's what Ed Gakeley said when we were in the boat that one time. And he caught that walleye. That was a good size. He said, it's a big one, guys. It's a big one. 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. A gain of 25 thanks to the pass to Kane Thompson. Kingston Jean in the backfield to the right of Swenson. Duos on the near and far side. Kingston Jean gets his number called. It's a run up the middle. He's going to stop at the line of scrimmage. And so that's going to be a 2nd and 10 to go after the run goes nowhere for Kingston Jean. I know I said to feed Kingston Jean the ball, and I'm going to stand by it. That's just one play. Broncos offense breaks the huddle. 2nd and long, 2nd and 10, maybe 2nd and 11. Duos on the near and far side. Jean in the backfield to the right of Swenson. He drops back to pass, looks, pump fake. He's going to go to his right, cuts inside, and he's going to avoid a hit, trying to keep going, but he's going to get whacked by a couple of Gobbler defenders. Hayden Swenson trying to make a play with his feet, but unable to. No one able to get open for him either. So 10:40 to go in quarter number 3. Broncos looking at a 3rd and a long ways to go after the sack. Swenson trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, only able to lose a couple of inches, making it 3rd and 11. Broncos 3rd and long to go. They go trips on the far side of the field. Nick Schultz, the lone receiver on the near side. Jean to the right of Swenson in the backfield. Swenson looks to pass. Looking at Schultz, going deep to Schultz. Back shoulder, and no good. That is incomplete for the Broncos, and that's going to be a 4th and 10. But there is a Gobbler defender down in the backfield. That looks like number 65, Cohen Olson, who is down on the play and not getting up. He is writhing in pain, so hoping for nothing serious here. So I see one coach going out, 2 coaches going out to meet him, checking in on him. Pass intended for Nick Schultz, trying to go for the back shoulder fade, but, well, I think he probably should have gone over the shoulder. He should have thrown it to him on the run, and then I think that could have been a huge play, maybe even a touchdown play by Schultz. It was number 2, Carter Pites, on the coverage for the Gobblers of Aitkin, and we have the medical staff out there on the field. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break, or possibly less, as they check in on Olsen, who is down on the field. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, KKIN, AM Radio, Aitkin, and on yourliveevent.com. And he's back on his feet. He's limping a little, but it is great to see him back on his feet. You never want to see anything too serious, so it's great to see him on his feet. So instead, we're not going to go to the break, but I will give another shout-out to our sponsors, such as our PCA and 40 Club in Aitkin scoreboard update sponsor. So every time you hear a scoreboard update, that's sponsored by Packaging Corporation of America and the 40 Club in Aitkin. And our timeout sponsors is, Service Master of International Falls. And then we have our Chain Gang sponsor, brought to you by Stonemark Land Surveying. Swenson, the punter for the Broncos, kicks it. This is going to be a deep kick, and that's going to be Dotzler with deep to return. That's going to get a short Bronco bounce, and that's going to take off 15 seconds of the clock. Aitkin's going to get the ball now for their opening drive of quarter number 3 in this second half. They have 9:59 to go, just under 10 minutes left in the third quarter to work with, and they are leading by 5, 19-14 over the International Falls Broncos. They get it 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. I was being generous, my bad. I wanted to be nice. Aitkin breaks the huddle. We'll see if they go shotgun or they go under center. It's going to be under center. Tight end on the far side. Lone receiver on the near side. That is Wagner. Sanford under center. Sanford hands it off. This is going to I can't see his number yet, but I do believe that is number 1, Fulton, who gets the carry for the Gobblers to start. He gets a short gain of about, say, 2-3 yards. So 2nd and 7 to go with 9:40 to go in quarter number 3. Aitkin once again trying to establish the tempo of this game and keep the tempo in favor of themselves. They break the huddle. 2nd and 7 to go. They switch. Receiver on the far side is Dotzler. Tight end on the near side. Sanford under center. It's going to be fakes the toss, reverse over to, number 2, Carter Pites, and that's going to be almost no gain of the play. It looks like he was able to get forward about a yard, though, and so that's going to be a 3rd and 5. Maybe it looks like 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 6 to go for the Gobblers. 8:55 to go on the clock for the PCA and the Club 40 in Aitkin scoreboard. Speaking of scoreboard, a quick update. The Fort Francis Lakers, again, leading 3-0 over the Red Lake Miners. Shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers on the far side. Sanford rolls to the right to pass. He gets around the edge. He's going to throw it, and that's going to be incomplete. So it's going to be a 4th and 7 for the Gobblers. 4th and 5 for the Gobblers after the incompletion. Pass intended for number 4, Wagner. And I think we could see the first ever actual punt by Aitkin in today's contest. Technically, this would be the second if the fake QB punt hadn't gone awry. So I don't count that one. So first official punt for Aitkin. Both defenses holding strong. Almost blocked by Nordby. Picked up by Zach Yuso on the run. He's going to get the carry down the far sideline. And he's still going. Zach Yuso loses his helmet. And he's still going. Zach Yuso. No helmet. Far sideline. Touchdown Broncos. What a play. Exploding down the far sideline. Ripped helmet. Too bad. Don't care. Broncos touchdown, Zach Yuso. What a play by the kid. My goodness, my adrenaline went from a 0 to 100 real quick. Referee's discussing it. Obviously going to be a face mask call, but we're going to see if they still allow the touchdown. They absolutely should. They didn't blow the whistle. They kept the play going. That's a fair play. That's a touchdown. Give them the touchdown. Keep the touchdown there. But that will indeed be a face mask against Aitkin. And what a play by Zach Yuso. My goodness, that is an immediate candidate for the Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. By the way, if you didn't know, the Enbridge Energy Player of the Game goes to the player with the most energetic, energizing, and amazing play of the game. And I missed what the penalty was. I was busy talking. Penalty called on the field, and it looks like it might have been against the Broncos. Or no, it was against Aitkin. So, no touchdown on the play, and that's just disappointing. Let them play. I mean, I get it. I get it. Safety first and everything, but I am actually really upset with that call. I think they should have let him play. That was a great touchdown opportunity for Yuso. He deserved it. He earned that. And then they bring it back. I mean, Broncos still get 1st and 10. And they're going to be set at around the 15-yard line. So they get it in the red zone. So that's still a great start for the Broncos on offense. Shotgun formation. Kingston Jean to the right. Swenson drops back to pass. He looks for the end zone. He's looking for Zach Yuso, trying to get him that touchdown. But what a tip pass. That was number 11. Getting up in the air. Eli McNeven leaping to the heavens, leaping lizards, and that is a tip pass. Looked like he almost was trying to go for a one-handed interception. Broncos luck out on that one. Hayden Swenson, I think maybe trying to not get enough air or maybe getting too much air underneath that pass intended for Zach Uso. Trying to look end zone. He was wide open too. But it was a tough throw because he was trying to throw across the field more so than down the field. So 8:04 on the clock. 2nd and 10 to go. Swenson under center. Gene, the lone back. It's going to be a toss to Gene to the right. He's going to try and find the edge. Kingston Gene, the field, and we could get another face mask penalty against Aitkin. Never mind. I think it's actually a foul against the Broncos. Coach Kostick walking away upset. They're saying illegal block in the back against the Broncos. So repeat 2nd down. Coach Kostick visibly upset on the call by the ref. So 7:54 to go in quarter number 3, and this has been a very interesting third quarter of play. We've had big plays that have been brought back. I still think that wasn't a good call. By the way, Lakers just scored. Ty Schumacher, returning starter for the Lakers, got a goal, making it 4-0 against the Red Lake Miners. 7:54 to go. 2nd and 10, 2nd and long. 2nd and about 18 from the looks of it. Shotgun formation, Kingston Gene in the backfield. Swenson looks to throw, fake screen, looking end zone, looking Zach Uso. No good, but we could get a penalty against the Gobblers. Pass interference against Aitkin. So that could be an automatic first down. So we ended up getting 3 back-to-back almost back-to-back flags on 3 different plays. First, the face mask against the Gobblers on the return that almost was a touchdown for Hayden Swenson, that for Zach Uso. Then the incomplete pass to Uso, and then it was the block of the back against the Broncos, followed by a pass interference penalty against the Gobblers. So, so we went from a pretty clean game to start in the first half, and now we have 3 penalties and 4 plays in this third quarter alone. So 7:48 to go on the clock. Broncos offense trying to get in the end zone, but so much shenanigans happening with these flags and the dirty laundry on the field that they can't get that momentum. They can't actually get a momentum going that because they haven't been able to actually run a play fully. Swenson in shotgun. Kingston Gene to his left. It's a handoff to Gene. Gene caught up at the line, maybe just behind the line of scrimmage. So that's going to be a loss on the play. Loss of about maybe 2 or no gain on the play. So 7 minutes, 20 seconds and ticking. Broncos looking at a 3rd down and 4 to go after the run by Kingston Gene got stopped short. Coach Edistad calls the play. Trips on the far side. Uso and Crandall in the slot. Carter Line Hine on the far side. Nick Schultz on an island on the near side. Swenson drops back to pass. He's trying to look end zone. He's going to throw it. That's Zach Uso. He gets it. Zach Uso finally in the end zone for the Broncos. That's a Broncos touchdown with 6:53 to go in quarter number 3. And Zach Uso finally able to get his what he is owed as he gets into the end zone. A great play. Swenson rolling out to the far side left to try and open up the field. Gives Uso a chance to scramble towards the middle of the field. Swenson throws it to him on the run, and Uso is able to get up the field and get into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. It looks like Broncos are going for a 2-point conversion to have to force Aitkin to either go for a field goal to tie or something else. Swenson rolls out to the right side, looking to throw to the end zone. Makes one miss. He's going to throw it. Contested. Caught. Nope. Incomplete pass. That's going to be no good on the 2-point conversion. So it's going to be a 1-point game once again. And Nick Schultz is slow to get up after the tip ball. swarming the field, the Aitkin Gobblers. Broncos again up 20-19 on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard. But hey, they've taken back the lead, but they've only been able to get their lead up to 1. So their defense is going to have to hold strong once again. They forced a punt last time. This time, they're wanting to try and keep that going. Broncos getting ready for the upcoming kick. 6:53 to go in quarter number 3. Kicking for the Broncos is going to be Gray Shakowski. Deep to return, number 0, Jack Jacobson, and number 11, Eli McNeven. McNeven has been a very clutch corner for the Aitkins defense, and Jack Jacobson had the toss sweep touchdown in the 2-minute drill to try and keep this game out of reach before halftime, but that led to 42 seconds left on the clock. The Broncos somehow driving all the way down the field for a touchdown. Now, Broncos lead 20-19. Return by McNeven. He's going to get up the field, breaking a couple tackles, and he's going to get dropped just short of the 50-yard line. That's going to be around the 48-yard line, and there is a Gobbler slow to get up, limping off the field. He's okay, though. A spry young man indeed. Aitkin down by 1, but this return by McNeven could be a big push in the right direction that they need to try and take the lead back against the Broncos. Aitkin, we'll see if they go under center, if they're going to go shotgun. They only have the 4 formations. They're going to go under center, wishbone formation, 1 receiver wide on the far side. That's Dotzler, the receiver. Handoff. Oh, fumble snap. It's going to go to Fulton after a quick handoff by Sanford after a fumbled snap. And so that's going to be a second down and long to go. 2nd and 11, a loss of 1 by the Gobblers of Aitkin. As it looks like the HDMI cord connecting the camera is a little ajar. Aitkin under center, receiver on the near side. Wishbone formation. Clock is ticking, 6:10 to go. Handoff goes to Fulton again. He tries to run up the field. He breaks 1 tackle, and he's able to get forward. That's a gain of about 5, maybe make it 6 yards on the play for Fulton. And just under 6 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. Gobblers trying to drive down the field. They are looking at a 3rd and medium, 3rd and 4 perhaps. On the Bronco 47-yard line. They are likely to go for it on 4th down like they did in their opening drive if they fall short of the 1st down here. Breaks the huddle. Wishbone under center is Sanford. Wide receiver on the far side is Wagner. In the backfield is Jacobson and Fulton. It's going to be a toss to the left. This is Jacobson. He finds the edge. He's able to get around and gets out of bounds. That is a not a touchdown. I got ahead of myself. That is actually a 1st down for Aitkin. But there is dirty laundry on the play. I see yellow, and there is this possibly could be going back, or this could be going forward. So waiting for the signal from the referee. 5:18 to go. Penalty looks to be against the Gobblers. Holding. Yes, that is a penalty against the Gobblers, sir. They're going to lose the 1st down and lose 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 10 for Aitkin, as that flag was marked close to the 1st down marker. Maybe a 3rd and 11, depending on if you're being generous, or a Scrooge. It's not yet Christmas time. Aitkin breaks the huddle. They're going to go wishbone formation. It's Dotzler wide on the far side of the field. And they have another receiver wide on the near side. Broncos showing blitz. They bring a blitz. Throwing deep. And that's going to be pass interference against Carter Line. Not sure what the thought was there. Carter Lyon didn't even look for the ball. He was looking at the receiver, and that's going to be a costly penalty. Broncos able to get the 3rd and long, and then that becomes an immediate first down for International Falls. Carter Lyon, he very easily could have gone for the ball and maybe try and pick it off. It had a lot of air under it, and there was double coverage. But he goes for the receiver. I get it. You're frustrated. I get it. There's a lot of emotions. I get it. You want to hit somebody, but don't give up a penalty that gets a first down. So, costly penalty after forcing the 3rd and long. And then now we have, I lost count of, what is this, 6, 7 penalties in quarter number 3 alone? More than the first half, I'm pretty sure. About 6, 7. So 4:59 to go, clock ticking. 1st and 10 for the Gobblers. Aitkin driving down the field, trying to use momentum from the Bronco penalty. Wishbone formation, lone receiver on the far side. Sanford under center. It's going to be a toss to the right and a reverse. And around. This goes to number 3, Dotzler, trying to get loose. And he is wrapped up and tackled by Broncos number 43. Getting in on the tackle. Channing Wade. Wade, a great open field tackle to try and prevent a huge play. It's going to be 2nd down, but there is a... Is that another flag on the field, or it is another flag on the field? And that's going to be holding against, so we have another penalty on this drive, folks. It is looking bad for both sides of the ball, apparently. Nobody can have a drive without a penalty. This has been the most penalties in the whole game in just this one quarter so far. Both teams almost doubling their penalties that they got in the first half. So Broncos defense can't squabble this 1st and 15 that they have been gifted by the Aitkin Gobblers. Sanford under center, Wishbone. In motion is Fulton. Fulton goes out to the slot position, drops back to pass, rolls out to the right side, and Sanford's going to keep it and breaking 3 different tackles before getting smacked by a Broncos defender, and that's going to be a penalty. So I think it's going to be another penalty against the Broncos. And so we're going to see what exactly is a penalty against the Broncos, because I'm assuming it is a Broncos penalty, unless they call it against Aitkin. I think it could be called on the hit on Sanford. And they are going to call a targeting penalty. That's a targeting against the Broncos. And that is 2 costly penalties on this one drive. This is a crucial drive as the Broncos were able to get back out to the lead. And now they've given up 2 first downs due to penalties. So I don't know what's happened. The Broncos not playing discipline on this defensive drive against the Gobblers. They've been giving up these big first downs. Gobblers are knocking on the door now in the red zone. They're at the Bronco 15-yard line. Clock ticking. 3:30 to go in quarter number 3. Wishbone formation. 2 receivers out wide to the near and far side. Handoff, though, goes to number 2. That's Pites. He gets up the field. That's a positive gain of about 3 for the Gobblers. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Aitkin trying to take the lead back after losing it to the Bronco touchdown. 2-point conversion by International Falls was no good. Sanford goes out to the huddle to give the play to his teammates. Under 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Dotzler out wide to the far side. Wagner to the near side. Wishbone formation. Sanford under center. Sanford hikes it. Gives it to Fulton. Tries to cut inside. Fulton, positive gain of about maybe 1 or 2 yards, but that's still going to be a short gain, making it another 3rd and medium for the Aitkin Gobblers on this drive. And it seems to be a bit of a trend that the Broncos give up a costly penalty. So you need to stay disciplined. Stay disciplined, you guys. That's all I can ask. Stay disciplined. Play good defense. Aitkin Gobblers, though, playing a solid offensive game, though. They've been doing a good job. They have certainly stayed more disciplined, especially on this drive where they need the discipline the most. Shotgun formation, 2 backs is Pites and Fulton. 2 receivers out wide to the right side. Sanford dropping back to pass, tries to throw it quick. No good, incomplete. 4th and 5 on the play. He had Aiden Lehman right in his face, forcing him to throw it quickly, and that ends up ending up in the grass. So 1:48 to go, 4th and 5. The offense stays out there. So they're going to go for end zone, maybe go for a short first down. They are on the Bronco 10-yard line, so they just need 5 yards for the first, 10 for the end zone, and the lead. So 2 receivers wide on the far side, 2 backs in the backfield. Fulton and Pites in the backfield. Dotzler and Wagner wide to the right. Fakes the handoff, quarterback keeper, Sanford finds the edge, but he's going to get swallowed up, and that's another turnover on downs forced by the Broncos defense, so Broncos have a chance to maybe drive down the field and extend their lead. They lead by 1 so far. They want to get some cushion. They want to be the ones now leading by a 2-possession game. They have 1:42 to go in quarter number 3, but plenty of time left in this game because we still have the 4th quarter incoming. Broncos offense breaks the huddle. Shotgun formation. Kingston Jean to the right of Swenson. It's going to be a handoff to Jean. He's going to try and find the edge. He's going to get up the field. That's a positive gain so far, but not too big of a positive gain. Call it 1 yard, perhaps. Or no yards. They say he was down at the line of scrimmage. Kingston Jean trying to run horizontal instead of vertical. Yuso, the slot receiver on the near side. Nick Schultz, the wide receiver on the near side. On the far side, it's Carter Line. Carson Crandall moves out to the slot on the near side. Trips formation. Jean to the right of Swenson. Shotgun. 2nd and 10. Clock is ticking at a minute now. Swenson pump fake. Throws it deep to Carter Line. And I think I saw a hold. That is going to be a possible holding penalty against the Gobblers of Aitkin. And so now it's going to be the Aitkin defense giving up a costly penalty. That is likely to be a pass interference. I did see a handful of jersey as Carter Line was trying to break free against number 11, Eli McNeven with the hold. So that's a first down Broncos after the pass interference. So Broncos going to certainly accept that penalty. That is a big penalty to give them a first down after being pinned back. Trying to go for the big plays. Broncos, they show shotgun. It's Kingston Jean in the backfield to the left of Swenson. Duos on the near and far side. Jean gets the handoff. Jean hit by Fulton in the backfield. That could be a loss of 1 thanks to Fulton making the play for the Gobblers. 45 seconds and ticking in quarter number 3. Aitkin leads on the PCA and 40 club scoreboard. 35 seconds. Broncos, 2nd and 12. So it was a loss of 2 actually for Jean. So Jean, I feel bad. I feel like I jinxed him now. I was trying to fire him up and give him some credit, and looks like the Gobblers have now zoned in on his run game. Shotgun formation, Jean to the left of Swenson. Jean in motion. Jean runs to the outside. Quick pass to Jean to the outside. Down the far sideline. He's going to be out of bounds, and that's going to be about a 6-yard gain. But then you do the math. I'm bad at math, but I believe they lost 2 yards on the play, so that's going to be a gain of about 7 for the Broncos. So 3rd and 5 as Kingston Jean goes out of bounds. 5 seconds to go. 3rd and 5. This is obviously going to be the last play of quarter number 3. Broncos looking to coach Edistad, trying to get the play in. They're going to go empty formation. Kingston Jean goes to the slot, trips on the near side. Carson Crandall in the slot on the far side. Swenson looking to throw. He's going to throw it to Zach Hughes. Oh! I think it was intended for Yuso. Kingston Jean put his hands up and accidentally tipped the pass incomplete. And that's going to end quarter number 3. We're going to go into quarter number 4. Broncos currently down. Broncos currently up. Excuse me, I got it mixed up. Broncos currently up 20-19, going into quarter number 4 with a 4th and 5 and a decision to make. Do they give the Gobblers back the ball, or do they try and go for it? We're going to be back in a minute, and you are listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1, KSDM, YourLifeEvent.com, and KKIN AM radio in Aitkin, Minnesota.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Broncos to punt to start quarter number 4. They're going to show faith in their defense to stop this Gobblers offense. They have so far, but Gobblers punt return, trying to make sure that they don't jump and give up an easy first down if they do get the encroachment penalty. Deep to return, number 11, Neven, and number 3, Dotzler. Hayden Swenson to punt for the Broncos. Swenson to punt. Sends that deep. That's going to go right. That's a Bronco bounce. Almost picked up. And Kingston Jean trying to throw a Gobbler player at the ball who was standing right next to it. And that's going to lead to a flag, likely an unsportsmanlike penalty against Jean, as he did throw him to the ground at the whistle. And so I'm curious on how the referees are going to call this, in what way. But I do think this is going to be a penalty against the Broncos. So what was pretty good, pretty okay positioning for the Aitkin Gobblers. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, yep, against the Broncos. So that's going to be a gain of about 15. So what was okay, pretty good. I mean, they're set at like their own 41-yard line. That's going to become even better for Aitkin, as they're going to be set up on the Broncos side of the field, specifically the Broncos 44-yard line. With 1:51 to go on the clock on the PCA and Aitkin 40 Club scoreboard. And special shout out to all our other sponsors, like our Press Box sponsor, Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box, and also our chain gang sponsors, Stonemark Land Surveying. Aitkin, shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield, receivers on the far side. Dotzler and Wagner, the receivers on the far side. Wagner in the slot. Sanford looking to pass, maybe. Hard count, Dotzler or Wagner in motion. It's going to be a toss to the left. This goes to Pites, and he's hit in the backfield by the Broncos defense. That's going to be a loss of about 1 or 2. That was Logan Nordby in on the tackle for International Falls, so that's a loss on the play. So 2nd and 11 for Aitkin. 2019, Broncos lead by 1 point. Their defense needs to step it up. They need to get the ball back for the offense. Aitkin in the huddle. 11:15 left on the clock for quarter number 4. Aitkin They do have all the time in the world. They do indeed, but they not mean to make sure they're being smart with it. Not too many timeouts called throughout the game either, except for the one by the Broncos. But they didn't need the other two. Shotgun, 2 receivers wide on the far side. 2 backs in the backfield. Sanford hikes it. He's going to run to the right. It's an option play. He tries to toss it. Instead, he's almost going to get hit. Now he's wrapped up in the backfield. I see 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 Broncos in for the tackle, and that's going to be a no gain on play, so good job by Sanford to get back to the line of scrimmage. But the initial hit, 56. And then number 55, Aiden Lehman in to help with the tackle, and I think a couple others joined in as well. I think Emmett Olsen as well as, I think maybe a couple others. There were a lot of Broncos in on the gang tackle to help bring down the quarterback, and that's now 3rd and 11. And it's the Aitkin Gobblers who have their backs to the wall now. Down by 1 point, shotgun formation once again, same as last time. 2 receivers on the far side, Wagner in the slot. In the backfield, it's Pites and Fulton. Hard count, Wagner in motion. Looking deep, he throws it. That's not tipped, that's caught. Carson Crandall trying to get a hand in on the play. No good, that is still caught by Dotzler, but Dotzler is still down on the play after the tackle by the Broncos. He does manage to get the first down for Aitkin, but he paid the price with his body from the looks of it. Really hopeful that the kid's okay, though. He is looking to be in pain, though. He did not get back up from that hit. We're going to be back in 30 seconds to a minute. You are listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, YourLiveEvent.com, and on KKIN, Aitkin, Minnesota.
Hi, this is Rob from Falls Lumber Company. I'm new to the company, though not to the industry. If you're looking to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, stop in and see me in the Design Center. I can help you pick out the perfect cabinets or countertops from brands such as Crystal Cabinets, Cambria, Corian, and Silestone. If you're in need of flooring, we have options including luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, engineered hardwood, and tile. Stop into the Design Center to see me anytime. When you're looking to build or remodel, come to the experts at Falls Lumber Company, 201 4th Street in Internet.
Luckily, Dotzler back on his feet. They are helping him off the field. So it is good, though, to see him back on his feet. It looks to be favoring that left leg, though. So I'm hoping and guessing maybe just a minor sprain, something that isn't worse than a concussion. Dotzler being carried off the field by his teammates. And that could be a big loss for Aitkin, and that's not a loss you want to have this late in the game when you're down by 1. They do have the first down, though. 1st and 10 on the Bronco 33-yard line after the great catch by Dotzler. Was able to get around the Bronco defenders. It was a miraculous catch because Carson Crandall did have a hand on it. Contested catch, but Dotzler came away with it and was able to get the first. 9:50 to go on the PCA and Aitkin 40 Club scoreboard. After the injury timeout, 9:50 to go. Gobblers down by 1 on the scoreboard. And Wagner goes wide on the near side of the field. Wishbone formation, Sanford under center. Broncos showing blitz. It's going to be a handoff. This is Pites who gets the handoff out towards the left. Cuts back inside. He's still going. That's going to be almost a huge gain on the play. He's down just past the Bronco 10-yard line after a huge carry by Pites to get the first down. And now it is 1st and goal for Aitkin. So Pete's, for Pete's sake, given the ball, he's going to run it down the field. I've been calling him Pites. I didn't want to assume that it was Pete's, but I guess it is Pete's. Clock is running. 9:39 to go on the clock for quarter number 3. Broncos defense with their backs to the wall, heels to the edge. Under center. Wishbone formation. Wagner wide on the far side. It's going to be a handoff. This time it's Fulton who gets his number called. He's going to be just short of the 5-yard line, so still a positive gain, but unable to get too much further. call it a gain of 4 perhaps, but Aitkin is knocking on the door of a touchdown. They're looking to take the lead. They could get, and it is likely that they will also be going for the 2-point conversion that will put them up by 7. They do not want to give the Broncos an easy opportunity for a lead. Under center, wishbone formation. Wagner wide on the near side. Sanford hikes it, handout. This is Fulton again. He tries to cut towards the inside. He's still going, and I think Fulton could be in. They're saying he was down, though. Fulton is down short of the end zone. Referees saying he was short. So it's going to be a 3rd and goal now with just inches, millimeters even, to go after the run by Fulton. Good run by the kid, though. He has been really scrappy. He's been doing a good job of trying to drive the ball forward. Broncos are going to now go into their heavy defensive formation. They've been showing 5-man front. Now it looks like we got a 6-man front. Under center. Wishbone formation. And it's Sanford keeping the ball, and I think he does get in. That is going to be a touchdown for Aitkin, taking the lead back. 25-20. Aitkin leads now on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard. And speaking of our scoreboard sponsors, hey, thank you to Packaging Corporation of America and also the 40 Club in Aitkin for sponsoring the best dining experience in the Lakes area. Grab a bite, celebrate the wins, and keep it local with your hometown favorites and the 40 Club in Aitkin. Obviously, they will be going for 2 on this upcoming play. Trying to make it a 7-point game and force the Broncos into scoring a touchdown and needing a field goal or a 2-point for a lead. There you go, shotgun formation. Looks like Fulton's going to be the one receiving the snap. Penalty on the play. And they're going to say delay of game against the offense. Apparently they took too long, and Fulton's saying that they should have been signaling the game clock. And so now Aitkin's getting upset over the penalty of delay of game. So they're going to be backed up a couple. I think they might still be going for 2, though. So 2 yards becomes 7, and instead they're bringing out their kicking team. It's going to be a field goal attempt for Wang. Wang, after his first one was blocked, he got a second chance, and that one was good. And then they went for 2 on the next one, but then missed. So Wang is going to get his 3rd opportunity to go for the PAT. Kick is going to be almost blocked. A Bronco was right there in the backfield. They're going to say it is good, though. That could have been a huge block for International Falls. That looked like number 65 in the backfield, Emmett Olsen. So it is Aitkin 26, Broncos 20 on the PCA and 40 Club scoreboard. Broncos down by 6 once again. Another close game for the Broncos against Aitkin. These 2 teams duking it out today, and almost in some senses, quite literally. And so we're going to get ready for this upcoming kickoff. Aitkin to kick it off to the Broncos. Broncos offense needing to make something happen, needing to make some magic happen. They do have time, though. They have 7 minutes and 46 seconds to go and work with. Aitkin showing their usual somewhat condensed kickoff look with Wayne kicking from the far hash. Aitkin going left to right. White away jerseys, black helmets, red pants. Broncos in the all-purple home jerseys. Wang gets ready to kick. He's going to send this one deep, and once again, that goes to Carson Crandall, who gets the return. Crandall's going to bring it towards the far near side. Cuts inside, down the middle. Carson Crandall with open space. Hit. Finally brought down just short of the 45-yard line, but that's another Carson Crandall big return to get the Broncos into great field position. And Carson Crandall, he is a dangerous return man for the Broncos. He showed last year when he got a return touchdown against Crosby Ironton, and he's looking to get himself another one. His teammate Kingston Jane technically got one. The penalty brought it back, and now he wants to get one as well. Kingston Jane, speaking of, in the backfield to the left of Swenson. Broncos show trips formation on the far side. Gene switches to the right of Swenson. Swenson looks to pass, looking to his right, looking left. He's going to run with it. Cuts to the outside, stiff arm. Swenson finally falls down, and that's going to be just short of first down, but that's a great gain of positive yards, 8-yard gain for Swenson. And clock ticking now with 7:20 to go on the clock for the PCA and the 40 Club in Aitkin scoreboard. Broncos showing duos on the near and far side. Carson Crandall in the slot to the near side with Carter Lyon outside of him. Kingston Jean to the right of Swenson. Swenson looking to pass once again. He's going to roll out to his right. Looking deep. Swenson throws it. That's Carter Lyon with the catch. Carter Lyon going up the field, already getting the first down and then some. That's going to be a Bronco positive gain for the Bronco. First down just past the 30-yard line. He's going to be at around the 27-yard line in Aitkin territory. So Broncos driving the ball with 6:47 to go on the clock for quarter number 3. Broncos offense driving down the field. They are just about close to getting that touchdown that takes back the lead for International Falls. Down 26 to 20. Kingston Jean, empty formation as Jean goes out to the slot on the near side. Swenson alone in the backfield. He looks to pass. Quick throw. That's that's Nick Schultz. And that's a fumble. But the referee is saying it was down. Ball is dead on the play. And so they're saying it's still Bronco football, as they're saying that the ball came out after Nick Schultz hit the ground. So Broncos avoid disaster on what was looking to be a very promising drive for them, and now they have second and inches to go. As we're going to get, I think we're going to get it. Where are they going to? Official timeout? Never mind. I thought it was going to be the chain gang. Is it? Could it be? Are we going to get the opportunity with the chains? I think so. We do! Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first time I can actually say in the correct context that we have ourselves a chain gang opportunity brought to you by Stonemark Land Surveying. Contact Stonemark for your property boundary measurement needs. Visit stonemarksurvey.com where every foot counts. And we finally get a chain gang measurement. Let's go! Oh my gosh, shout out to them and all our other listeners over in Aitkin. I hope you guys are enjoying this game as much as I am. This is a crucial measurement right here. They say second in inches, and it looks like it's going to be... They're trying again and again, making sure that it's tight. And they're going to say it is indeed short. So Broncos get second in inches. If anything, it looks like second in millimeters. But then again, I don't have the same view that the referee has, so it could be farther or it could be closer than what I'm assuming. So the announcer is saying very short. So it's actually going to be a third in inches. Broncos football avoiding a possible fumble. 6:19 to go on the clock for quarter number 4. Broncos down by 6. A score here ties it. The field goal after takes the lead. As the clock is ticking. Broncos offense hasn't yet broken the huddle. Referee already blew the whistle, so are we going to actually get what is going on here? Because that's going to make the Broncos lose their time. As the head referee is talking to Coach Rob Williams of the Aitkin Gobblers. 5:45 to go. Broncos lost a lot of time. Pump fake, and now we're going to get a referee stoppage. And so, I mean, this game is already becoming a bit of a long one because they keep... of all the penalties, but now it's going to be a little bit longer because they're now talking to Coach Williams of Aitkin. I think they may or may not reset the clock. I think they probably should reset the clock because we just lost 45 seconds of game. They're not going to reset the clock, so the referee has to realize that he blew the whistle. Clock is ticking. Okay, so the Broncos just lost 45 seconds. And Swenson goes for the QB sneak, and I think he is going to be good for the Bronco first down. He does indeed. So that's a Bronco first down after the quarterback sneak by Hayden Swenson. And I don't know. I don't want to sound like I know better than the referees here today. I feel like some of these calls have been a little bit questionable, and some of the decisions have been a little bit questionable. But Broncos get the 1st and 10. They are on the Aitkin 16-yard line. Clock is ticking. Broncos drop back to pass. Swenson looking left. He's going to roll to his right. Drops back a little. Gets the throw. That's Nick Schultz with the catch. Nick Schultz with the catch, pushed out of bounds by an Aitkin defender, and that's complete for a positive gain for International Falls. Schultz doing a good job coming back to his quarterback, who is dropping back a little bit more. Hayden Swenson doing a great job responding after the interception. Able to get 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 touchdown in the air. Actually, no, 2 touchdowns in the air, 1 touchdown on the ground. So that's the 3-touchdown night for Hayden Swenson. And I got to say, if I had to pick a Enbridge Energy player of the game, I got to give it to Zach Yuso on that return. Shotgun formation. Swenson drops back to pass. He's looking left. He's going to throw it for the end zone. That's Carson Crandall with the catch down at the 4-yard line. That's a Bronco first down with 5:20 to go. First and goal for International Falls. 4 yards to go for a possible touchdown that will take the lead for International Falls. We have 5:18 to go, almost 5:15 to go in quarter number 4. So Broncos didn't take off too much time that was on the clock. About 3 minutes from our previous update on the clock for our PCA and the 40 Club scoreboard. So shout out to all our other sponsors. I am so glad we actually got to give Chain Gang sponsorship mention in the right context of them using the Chain Gang. Just one time, that's all I wanted. So 5:22, they actually gave them some time on the clock. I think they still owe them like 45 seconds. Clock is ticking though. 5 minutes, 16 seconds to go. Swenson in shotgun. Kingston to his left. It's a handoff. No, pump fake. Play action. Swenson spinning around, getting out of danger. Now he's running to the right, and now he's going to finally get hit in the backfield. And we could have a penalty. I think that's a block in the back against the Broncos after the loss of yardage. So the Broncos are going to lose more yardage. Swenson doing a great job spinning away from danger and getting out of sack, but then his teammates weren't able to get open for him, and so that he wasn't able to get what could have been a possible score on the play. So Broncos are looking at a second down, possible repeat of first down, because the referee just said that it was a block in the back. And Emmett Olson a little upset on the play from the looks of it. Talking to coach, they're saying block in the back, and I guess Olson was the one that it was called against. So that's still a first and goal for the Broncos, but they get moved back to the 14-yard line. From the 4 to 14, they are not happy with that, and I don't blame them. Under 5 minutes to go in quarter number 4. Broncos down by a touchdown. Swenson in shotgun. Trips on the far side. Yuso in motion. Swenson looking to pass. It's a screen pass. That's going to be caught by the Broncos, number 12, Nick Schultz. And that's going to be another foul. I think this one... Referee motioning to the Broncos side. I think it could be another penalty against International Falls. And I don't want to say that they have a vendetta against them, but this has kind of been a little ridiculous for some of these calls. I will say the Broncos haven't been the most disciplined in today's game so far. A couple of questionable plays made on the defensive side, and that's going to be still a discussion going between the referees. Broncos offense trying to gather themselves and figure out what they're going to do next. Personal foul. That's against the defense, so that's another repeat of first down. But that's another personal foul. This one's an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Broncos. So those penalties are going to offset, and it's going to be second down. And so the play is going to count. Both penalties offset each other. And Emmett Olson, likely the one it was called against for the Broncos. He's upset about that. And then I think it was McNeven who it was called against for the Gobblers, because he was the one that was talking to the ref, or he was asking what happened, but he still seemed upset about the penalty. So we've had quite a few penalties. This is kind of reminding me of the game last year between the Broncos and Crosby Ironton, where it was a game for sure. It was a good game, but it was a game. So 4:53 to go. Broncos first and goal technically from the 14. Hand off to Kingston Jean. He's going to try and get up the field. He's hit though, and he's going to be stopped at around the 14-yard line. No gain on the play for the Broncos. So 4:44 and counting in quarter number 4. Broncos down by 6 on the PCA and 40 club scoreboard. And don't forget to stay tuned for our post-game show, because we do have our post-game player awards, such as our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game and our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game. Shout out to our other sponsors as well, like Service Master, who sponsors every time out. Swenson from shotgun. Kingston to his right. Drops back to pass. Swenson looking right. He's going to throw it. Looking end zone. That's going to be Zach Yuso with the catch. And a Broncos touchdown. Broncos tie it 26-all with 4:06 to go. A great over-the-shoulder catch by Zach Yuso. He had a receiver right on his tail, and he was able to bring it in and get the score. That is going to tie it, and now it's up to number 83, Gray Shikowski, to take the lead for the Broncos. And then after that, it's going to be up for the Broncos defense to hold this Aitkin offense. By the way, Pierce Gwynn of the Fort Francis Lakers, who just recently returned to the team and signed back with them, helped get a goal to make it 5-1. And that kick by Gray Shikowski, they're going to say it is good. Broncos lead by 1, 27-26. What an exciting game this has been. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Zach Yuso in the end zone twice now in the air. Thrown from Swenson. He is having himself a game. Ever since he had that return touchdown that got called back, he has been awakened in this game. Zach Yuso trying to help put the team on his back alongside his quarterback, Hayden Swenson. What a game this has been so far. And you know what? Forget the Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. I might give Zach Yuso the Domino's Pizza Player of the Game. Give him that free pizza from Domino's. Thank you guys so much for all of our sponsors. Hey, you're listening and watching on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, on YourLiveEvent.com, and on KKIN Aitkin, Minnesota. And so shout out again to our Aitkin listeners tuning in, wanting to check in on their Gobblers playing here tonight in Friday Night Lights. It is such a pleasure to have you guys also joining us. It's a pleasure for me too to be able to call this game for you guys. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. If you have any reviews, please send them to the KKIN station. Unless they are bad reviews, then please, I'm very sensitive. I'm kidding. And special mention to the people passing around the buckets for touchdowns and turnovers. For those of you who might not know what that is, touchdowns and turnovers is a donation that the Broncos do. Every time they score a touchdown or force a turnover in a game, they end up passing around a bucket to all the fans in the stands, and that bucket leads to money being raised for a cause that any local cause. It started off as a fundraising movement to help raise money for cancer treatment for Coach Koshnik's wife, and that transitioned into raising money for any local charity and other nonprofit here in the borderland, here in International Falls. And it is such a great movement. They've raised a lot of money too, and it's so great to see these kids finding a way to get involved with the community and give back to the community that gives so much to them. And so it's a really great thing, and I love it so much. It's something that I really greatly appreciate that the Broncos do. Now, back to football. Aitkin, this could be the drive. They have exactly 4 minutes to go. I got to stop the clock on your live event, but it's going to be a handoff. This is going to Fulton. He gets up the field. That's a gain of 5 for the Gobblers. Broncos defense needing to hold strong. They are up by 1 singular point. The Gobblers, though, on offense, they've been doing a good job. They have certainly been able to drive the ball against the Broncos defense. So Broncos defense, they need to stay strong. They need to stay positive, and they need to stay disciplined. 3:30 to go. Gobblers, wishbone formation. 1 receiver wide on the far side. Sanford under center. Snaps it, hands it off. This time it's Pete's. For Pete's sake, they hit him at the line of scrimmage and then drive him backwards. That's going to be a loss or no gain on the play for the Gobblers. So now they're at 3rd and medium. A similar situation they've been in before, though. So this is nothing new for Aitkin in terms of offensive positioning. So Aitkin still looking to try and drive down the field. 3 minutes to go in quarter number 4. And if they lose the ball on this possession, it very well could be a Bronco victory. But the Broncos will also need to try and shave down the clock. Aitkin needs to be the one to determine the tempo. Under center, wishbone, toss to the right. This is Fulton trying to find the edge. He does. He lowers his shoulder. Fulton with the first down for Aitkin. So that's going to stop the clock at 2:39, and that's going to be, again, a first down. But Fulton is slow to get up on his feet. He's going to kind of trudge a little. I don't know if trudge is the right word for it, but he's going to make his way over to the huddle. And that is, of course, as I said, a first down for Aitkin. I could have told you that. 1st and 10 on the Bronco 47-yard line. 2 minutes, 39 seconds to go. Aitkin, I wonder if they're going to try and get into field goal range. That could be a possibility. Clock is ticking, though. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Under center, wishbone formation. Sanford, it's a handoff. This is Pete's. Pete's open field down the center. He breaks another tackle. That's Carter line. Now 2 more. Finally stopped just short of the Bronco 25-yard line. That's another first down gain for Aitkin, who's driving down the field. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. They are down at the Bronco 27-yard line and still driving. They have momentum. They have that downfield running that is working so well for them in this game. Broncos defense needing to try and match that grit. Wishbone formation. Wagner out wide to the far side. 2 minutes to go. This is an easy 2-minute drill. Fakes the toss. It's a handoff. Fulton down the middle of the field. Breaks another tackle. Open field for Fulton. That's a touchdown, Gobblers. And we have 1 minute, 53 seconds left on the clock. And Aitkin just taking the lead late in this 4th quarter. And they are going to be up now 32-27. Another 5-point lead. Aitkin, here's the thing. They need to get a 2-point conversion if they want to maybe try and force a tie, because then that will mean that the Broncos have to get a touchdown and a field goal. Touchdown wins it for the Broncos. 2-point conversion can help tie it for the Gobblers. And maybe force an overtime. Shotgun formation. Fulton, the one to receive the snap for the Gobblers. He does keep it. He's going to try and run to the left. He finds the edge, lowers his shoulder. Fulton in for the 2-point conversion for Aitkin. It is now a 34-27 game. Broncos now in a situation. 1 minute 53 to go. They have 3 timeouts left. And those timeouts, by the way, are sponsored by Service Master of International Falls for home professionally cleaned all year round. Call Service Master at 218-283-4475. It's homecoming night. This is a game that you want to have on homecoming. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Broncos offense, though, needs to get it done here on this drive. Under 2 minutes to go, a minute 53 specifically. Broncos down by 7. They need the touchdown. And then it becomes a question of, do they go for the tie or do they go for the win? Field goal or 2-point conversion. But before we can even get to that point, Broncos need to first get the ball back, and they need to get the drive going. So I'm not going to try and get ahead of myself now. I know that's something I kind of fall victim to, but what a great game this has been. Shout out to our listeners over on KKIN AM radio in Aitkin, Minnesota, tuning in to listen to their boys play against the Broncos up here in International Falls. And shout out to those of you listening on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM and on YourLiveEvent.com, watching live on our video live stream. Deep to return, Kingston Jean, Carson Crandall. Kicking is number 14, Wang. Wang kicks it deep. That goes to Crandall. Crandall picks it up. He's going to take it down the middle. Breaks one tackle. He's still going. He's going to stop just short of the 35-yard line. Minute 45, and that's going to be a penalty against the Aitkin Gobblers. After some extracurricular activities by Aitkin, that's going to gain yards for the Broncos, lose yards for them, and Broncos have a minute 45 to go in quarter number 4, and a minute 45 to go. That's a face mask, and so that's a big one to give up. So from the Broncos' 35-yard line, that's going to be just an extra 5 yards, I guess, down at the 40-yard line, apparently. Maybe I misjudged where it was placed at, but it's still Bronco football on their own 40. Trips on the far side from the looks of it. Carter Line and an island on the near side. Hayden Swenson looking to his lineman. Breaks the huddle. Kingston Jean in the backfield to the left of Swenson. Minute 47. Swenson looking to pass. He's going to run to his right. He's going to throw it. That's no good. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Broncos still have 3 timeouts, a minute 40 to go in quarter number 4, down by 7 on the PCA and the 40 Club in Aitkin. Speaking of the 40 Club, hey, the best dining experience in the Lakes area. Grab a bite, celebrate the wins, and keep it local with your hometown favorite, the 40 Club in Aitkin. Also, special shout out to all the other sponsors like the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box sponsor. Swenson, shotgun, Kingston to his right. It's a handoff to Kingston Jean. He finds the edge. He gets up the field. Kingston Jean able to get down after a positive gain for the Broncos. A minute 30, though. Broncos having to keep the hurry-up offense going. Kingston Jean, though, doing a good job. It's 3rd and short now. 3rd and 3 to go for International Falls. Minute 20 to go. Swenson and shotgun. Kingston to his left. Looking to coach. They gotta snap it. Swenson. That's another handoff to Jean. Kingston Jean's up the field. That's a Kingston Jean first down for the International Falls Broncos. Stops the clock at a minute and 8. And now the Broncos have to make hurry up happen and get ready. That is indeed a Bronco first down, though. 1st and 10 on the Aitkin 49-yard line. A little closer to the 50, if you ask me. Clock is ticking. Broncos, a minute left. Quick throw to Carter Line on the near side. He's going to get out of bounds. That's going to stop the clock at a minute flat. And so Broncos, hurry up offense. They're trying to repeat the magic they had when they got the 42-second drive at the end of the first half. And now they're trying to repeat that success here in the second half. But this one's for all the marbles, by the way. Broncos offense. Stop the clock at a minute after the throw to Swenson. Or the throw to Carter Line. I'm getting ahead of myself. Trips on the far side. Jean to the right of Swenson. Looking to pass. Rolls to his right. He's going to throw it. That's Zach Yuso. Zach Yuso. I think they might have tackled him in bounds, though. 53 seconds, but that's still going to be a Bronco first down. They are in the Gobbler territory, just short of the 30-yard line. 53 seconds to go. And are they going to say running clock? Maybe. Oh, no, I guess they're going to say he got out of bounds. Broncos offense, shotgun. Kingston to the left. Swenson looks to throw. Swenson throws it. That's caught. Carter line. It's complete. And now we're going to get our timeout called by Coach Edistad. The first timeout of this fourth quarter. And this timeout is brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. And wait, no, I think they actually stopped the clock for the first down by line. Swenson, it's a handoff to Jean. Kingston Jean up the middle. Kingston Jean still going. Kingston Jean's going to get stopped. That's a big gain, though, for the Broncos. Less than 40 seconds to go. Positive gain on the play. That's going to be about a 6, maybe 7-yard gain. Second down. 3 to go. Shotgun. Kingston Jean to the left of Swenson. He switches to the right. Swenson looking to pass. Looking right. Now he's going to try and run with it. No, he's going to throw it. That's going to be out of bounds. Swenson throws it out of bounds. That stops the clock at 18 seconds now. Broncos in a bit of a hole here. It is a 7-point game. International Falls Broncos, they are set on the Aitkin. That's looking like the Aitkin 15-yard line. 15-yard line. And that timeout is actually called by Aitkin. And so that's a timeout brought to you by Service Master of International Falls for a home professionally cleaned all year round. Call Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take great care of you. And thank you to all of our sponsors. You are live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country, 104.1 KSDM, YourLiveEvent.com, and KKIN AM Radio in Aitkin, Minnesota. Shout out to all of our Aitkin listeners as well, tuning in for this absolute amazing game. I can't express that enough. This game has been fantastic. It's everything you can want in a football game. Close game, high stakes. All right, this is very much the most important play of the game. Third down, 4 to go for the Broncos, set at the 13-yard line. 18 seconds left in quarter number 4. Game on the line. Swenson looking to pass. He rolls to the right. He's going to throw it. That's out of bounds. So 14 seconds left. They're looking at a fourth down and 4 to go. So whoever's working the scoreboard has to. I'm not sure what the plan is. I don't know if they're trying to go for the field goal or what the intent is. I think they're showing great trust in Gray Shikowski's kicking ability, but they don't need a field goal to win this. They need the touchdown, and they need the field goal after the touchdown. So 14 seconds to go here in quarter number 4. Broncos down by 7. This is the final. This could very much be the play to determine the game. Broncos needing to get the first. So 14 seconds. Fourth down, 4 to go. Broncos, they show shotgun. Trips on the far near side, Kingston Jean to the left of Swenson. Swenson's looking to throw. He's going to roll to his right. Now he's going to go roll to his left. Hayden Swenson on the run. He's throwing to the end zone, and that's no good. A turnover on down. Swenson looking end zone, and sadly for the Broncos, that will be the game. 7 seconds left on the clock, and that's going to end this one in heartbreak for the International Falls Broncos. 7 seconds left. We will likely see a kneel down by Aitkin to end the game, and what a fight by the Broncos, though, and great play by Aitkin in order to get this score. And so the final score here, 34-27, Broncos lose on homecoming night. Aitkin gets the win on the road. And that is the kneel down, and that will end tonight's homecoming matchup. Final score, 34-27. Did someone call a timeout? Broncos call the timeout. So, for some reason, the Broncos called a timeout. 4 seconds left. They call the timeout. So I don't know what the goal is here. I don't know. I assumed. I hate to say it. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here, but the game is sadly over. Sadly, this is a loss for the Broncos. So I don't know why they are using up their timeouts. They had 3 timeouts left. That's another kneel down. And that will finally be the end. And so Aitkin's going to celebrate the win over the Broncos. And so final score here after 4 quarters, Aitkin Gobblers 34, the Industrial Falls Broncos 27. Heartbreak for the Broncos on homecoming as we are going to get ready for our post-game show. What a great game, though. What an exciting matchup between these two teams. An absolute fantastic game by the Broncos. And so what a way to put themselves in a position to try and come back in this one. And so make sure you stay tuned for our post-game show. I'm going to try and get some player interviews. And you are listening and watching on Lakes Country, 104.1 KSTM, on YourLiveEvent.com, and on KKIN AM radio in Aitkin, Minnesota. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country, 104.1 KSTM. Sadly for the Industrial Falls Broncos, homecoming night ends in heartbreak. A 34-27 loss to the Aitkin Gobblers, but what a game this one was. One heck of a game. And so credit to both teams here. The biggest leader for the Aitkin Gobblers was number 1, the running back, Fulton, who had multiple big runs for the team and also had the game-winning touchdown for the squad with less than 2 minutes left, putting the Broncos in this tough position. But a special shout out to the Broncos number 3, Zach Yuso, who also had a big game today and helped put the team in a position to almost come away with a win. And so what a game this was between these two teams. I was really fired up during this one. And so I just want to give a special shout out again to our KKIN AM radio listeners over in Aitkin, Minnesota. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a really fun game for me to call because of all the excitement happening. Obviously, the third quarter, a little bit iffy just because of all the penalties between the two teams. And it was just, it was a little ugly, but man, what a heck of a game this was. Just back and forth, nail fighter, both teams fighting back in it. And so really excited for where these two teams go from here. And so thank you guys again for tuning in. This has been Augie Schmidt live on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM on yourliveevent.com and on KKIN Aitkin, Minnesota radio. I'm going to get player interviews, and you're going to be able to hear those on Monday morning. I'm going to be sending an interview from the Aitkin team over to the Aitkin radio station, and then I'm going to get one from the Broncos, and you can hear that on Monday. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And thank you again for tuning in. Our Enbridge Energy player of the game is going to be running back number 1, Fulton, for the Gobblers. And for the Broncos, the Domino's Pizza player of the game is going to be number 3, Zach Yuso. Thank you once again so much for tuning in. This has been an honor and a pleasure for me. We'll be back live on Lakes Country 104.1 KSCM tomorrow morning for Coach's Corner at 9 a.m. from Hardee's. And so thank you again. Drive home safely.